This is the Troll Patrol. Live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol. Live, a special Sunday edition. It is indeed CPAC 2021. Donald J. Trump, the former president of the United States, crawls out of his hole for his first public appearance since leaving office. That happens within the hour. Currently speaking, though, Mr. Jim Jordan, who, of course, covered up sexual abuse at Ohio State University. Because we know how much Republicans value truth, honesty, protecting people from sexual exploitation. Save the children, remember? Maybe he would say children don't apply because it was a university. They weren't children. Let's hear what he has to say.
No president in my lifetime has done more of what they said they would do than President Trump did during his 4 years as our president.
Where's that wall at, Jim? I'm definitely not high enough for this shit.
He said he would cut
I'm pretty
taxes,
fucking high.
He said he'd reduce regulations. He did. He said he would grow our economy. He did. Best economy in 50 years. Lowest unemployment in 50 years. He said he put...
And it's so weird that he is in one of their... Jim Jordan, Representative Jim Jordan from Ohio.
He said he would put the embassy in Jerusalem.
Is in one of their... highlighted spots.
Home from North Korea. He did. He said he'd get a new NAFTA agreement. He did. He said he would build the wall, and he built
this new documentary that is going to be coming out about him is probably going to torpedo his career, I would hope.
No president has done more of what...
Not necessarily a documentary about him, but a documentary about the sexual abuse at Ohio State.
They say all kinds of wonderful things at election time.
Which is certain to spotlight him.
They give you all kinds of excuses why they can't do what they told you they were going to do. President Trump got there, he says, I'm just going to do it. Because he knows it's we the people that make this country special. People with common sense.
I mean, I kind of agree with Jim Jordan there. The Democrats using the parliamentarian bullshit.
Wants to cancel him. And we can't let it happen. Look.
Now, I'm okay with the provision.
He's the leader.
It's CPAC, baby. It's the return of the Trump. We are moments away from Donald Trump's first public appearance since leaving the office of president.
And I hope
it has been speculated that he is going to announce that there is no chance of a new party. He is going to anoint himself the leader of the Republican Party, declare himself the presumptive 2024 nominee. And apparently the campaign is off and running.
Leader of the conservative movement, the leader of the American First,
the grift
leader of the Republican Party,
gets the green light yet again.
2025, he is once again the leader of our great country.
By the way, something I did not bring up, but I'm sure everybody has seen since. Our charge on Friday's show was the fact that CPAC is featuring a literal golden calf statue of Donald fucking Trump.
4 years we need to focus on this.
I like that emoji. That's really cool. That's exactly what I've got on the screen right now. I meant to show it on Friday. I had the picture.
The same forum. 2 Timothy 4:7. Paul's the old guy giving advice to the young guy Timothy.
And then this motherfucker's got the gall to get up there and quote Bible scripture. Have you read the Bible? Have you read the part about the golden calf, motherfucker? Have you read that part, Jim Jordan?
Verse, I think, in many ways written for America. We are not timid folk.
Or did you close your eyes to that part of the Bible just like you closed your eyes to sexual abuse happening under your nose at Ohio State University, you sleaze bag?
To fight for the values and principles that make us the greatest nation ever, to finish the race, to persevere, to never quit, to never give up, and to
25 minutes until the return of the Trump.
blessings God has given this great nation, to keep the faith in the people, we the people of this great country who have common sense, who understand you set goals, you work hard and good things happen, to remember
What does the stream think I should I roll a joint?
That is our
Should I take bong rips? Should I break out my new
We will
hookah?
hold off the left's assault on our values. We will hold off the left's assault, the cancel culture mob's assault on our fundamental liberties. We will take back the House in 2022.
Are you being sarcastic?
I hope
I'm actually excited for Trump. I mean, he's always entertaining.
he will win, and we will make sure America remains the greatest nation in history. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Fuck you, Jim Jordan. Damn them, their copyrighted music.
Quietly, these radicals are pushing a power play that would give them more power. Forever. The left's National Popular Vote campaign would let liberal cities on the coasts pick the president every single time.
You mean the majority of the people pick the president?
Constitution. The leader of the group bragged to the New York Times that it's a way to get around the founders' design. And what about election integrity? A national vote could require a national recount, but the left's National Popular Vote plan doesn't allow it. But it does set the stage for a complete federal takeover of elections. Goodbye local control.
That's not true at all.
Coalition across the country. But National Popular Vote would open the door to regional parties and spoiler.
They just lie.
For socialists to win. Defend the Constitution. Stop.
As if the Democrats are even socialists.
Vote.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the CPAC 2021 straw poll results. Please welcome the pollster for President Trump, Jim McLaughlin.
I'm assuming Trump won.
Times. And American Conservative Union's first vice chairman.
Also, we may be joined by Media Winch shortly. America Uncanceled.
This is the warm-up act, folks.
But they are on, by the way, if you didn't see this either circulating, they are totally standing on a stage that looks like a Nazi
all of you have been the star of the
symbol.
CPAC poll this week, and you're about to hear the results from Donald Trump's pollster, Jim McLaughlin.
A Nordic ruin
really is
used
one that
by
does get it
the
right. But before
Nazi
we hear from him, we're gonna hear from
SS.
Jim Constantine of the Washington Times.
Exactly,
I just have one
exactly.
question for all of you.
Not
Was
fucked
the
up enough for this shit.
Was
What
the
should I do? Should I roll a joint,
CPAC
take bong
2021
rips,
Orlando a good one?
break out the hookah? "22 minutes until
Ladies and
the
gentlemen,
return
Jim
of the
Constantine
Trump."
of the Washington Times, America's newspaper.
You know, the Washington Times has been doing the CPAC poll for as long as I can remember, and it's a great measure every year of where conservative America stands. And you are unlikely to get much of this information from the mainstream media. As a matter of fact, before we
This
get to
whole
the straw poll
CPAC has been a
let's do
shit
a quick poll
show.
right here. When
Literally.
you
I mean,
are
it always
trying to
is,
find
but this year
information
specifically,
that
it's
is
off
what
the
people in
rails.
the heartland of America think. How many of you think CNN is a good source?
There is nothing wrong with CNN as a
MSNBC?
source.
In that case, how many think CPAC is a great place to come and get information?
Boo! I can tell you
Thank
with
you for the
100%
annual
confidence,
reality check. We appreciate it.
you are
know,
lying.
The most exciting part, or the most popular part of the poll every year, is the presidential poll. We look
A
at
much better source than OAN, correct.
the presidential nominee of the
Not
Republican
CPAC,
Party
CNN.
in the next cycle.
I'm sure that's what you meant.
And I got to tell you, what's really cool about this is you look at all the names on there, and you look at how many of them spoke at CPAC this year. They understand this is where to come and reach the people that actually are focused on the issues. And the Republicans
The
have a very deep
issues.
bench. You know, for baseball,
Like the
spring
issues
training
of
starts
cancel
today.
culture while
Every team
canceling one of your
has a
speakers
star.
who happens to be black.
But it's the teams that have a really deep bench that do well. And I look at the bench that the Republican
And then
Party
he goes on his show
You got people like Governor Ron DeSantis.
and proclaims that the Governor Ron DeSantis, you guys have featured him. It's going to amaze me if he's not in jail by the end of the decade.
Ted Cruz. Senator Tom Cotton. All of those are potential candidates in 2024.
Andrew Cuomo
And then I
and
gotta
Ron
let you know,
DeSantis did the same thing.
Get outside this room, right? I don't know if you folks know this, but there's one other gentleman who might be on the ballot in 2024, and in about 10 minutes, President Donald Trump is going to be on this.
I'm not exactly sure what you mean. CNN is furthest to the right. I'm confused.
Before we do that, I think you are going to enjoy. We're going to give you some of the results from the poll.
I trust you. You're a good source of information.
He is also the Washington Times pollster.
I'm just not exactly
and
sure
he
what
has
you're.
put together this information for you. I'll give you the 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Right Side News. They are fucking
Tim and Charlie, that was great.
far right.
We were the ones that were crazy enough in 2016 to actually say on the Sean Hannity show.
Now, they were bashing CNN when they came out.
President Trump was actually going to win. And let me tell you, we got attacked by the media like you wouldn't believe, and I'm sure when they see the results of this, but I can tell by it, our poll was right by what we got. But without further ado, let's have some fun.
They can tell their poll is right.
Poll is probably going to trigger a lot of the media again.
Well, it's like 93% Trump 2024.
What's the most important issue that's facing the country today? And by the way, this is an issue the press is trying to tell us there's nothing to see here. Remember, we allowed you to select 3 choices. 62% said election integrity, 48% constitutional rights, and 35% said immigration, the wall, and 32% said reopening the economy.
God damn.
Oops. There we go. When it comes to former President Trump's issue agenda and policies, which of the following comes close to your own personal opinion? 95% of you want to continue his policies and agenda. 95%.
Well, I said 93%.
Amazing. Amazing. There's only 3% that want to move away. Must have let a couple reporters in.
Now, granted,
Like to see
this
Donald Trump
CPAC
run again for
specifically
president 2024.
is very Trumpian.
7 out of 10. It's tough to get 7 out of 10 to agree on anything, but that's pretty obvious. I can tell. That number's right?
It's not hard to get 7 out of 10 people in a cult to agree to something.
President Trump in it. If the election were held today, who would you vote for? And the far and away
Damn.
runner is President Trump with 55% of
The people at CPAC, yeah.
And the next.
That's why this is these numbers aren't even indicative of the Republican Party as a whole.
Everybody else is down
Because
to
CPAC is being
6%.
dominated by the
3%
Trumpian
other,
wing
That
this year.
3% other was people saying mostly Trump other candidates, so just so you know. Now, this is without President Trump. This is without President
Ron DeSantis,
Ron DeSantis gets 43%.
who, if there is justice in the world, will be in jail soon.
Donald Trump Jr. gets 8%. So again, you see how important to everybody here, the grassroots, the base of the conservative movement, the base of the Republican Party, it is either President Trump or a Trump candidate. Now, here's the last one, just so everybody has a good idea. What do you
Kristi
think
Noem with 11,
gonna be?
Donald Trump Jr. with 8,
What do you
Mike
think?
Pompeo with 7, Ted Cruz with 7.
90?
Ted Cruz a little bit higher than what I thought. Exactly. This is a very, even by CPAC standards, this is a very Trumpian CPAC.
Made my job really easy. He's got a 97% job approval, but look at it. Look at it. Probably nobody in
They
the
strongly approve
conservative
of
movement
xenophobia.
has earned your
They
support
strongly
the way this
approve of
president
racism.
has.
They strongly approve of strong-arm tactics. They strongly approve of insurrectionists attacking our democracy.
They're trying to cancel him, but more important, they're trying to cancel you. That's what this is about, and they're trying to cancel his agenda. And you've got 87...
Yes, we are trying to cancel the people that I am showing on my stream right now, amplifying their message.
I used to come here in college. That's how long ago, almost 40 years ago. I appreciate it.
I do not want these people to speak. I want them to be silenced. I wasn't looking forward to this event at all.
Keep it up and get ready.
I haven't been excited about Trump speaking today. No. I want them silenced.
They're giving us the music to get off.
That's it. We're good.
Real quick, we have one of America's premier pollsters here, and I know all of you saw the data that he just...
We're about 15 minutes away.
But of all that data up there, Jim, what's...
And I'm certainly not stoned enough. Nobody told me to roll a joint or pack a bong. I'm going to pack a bong.
Make America Great Again movement, that is the conservative movement. That is the base of our party. And you know, something we talked about the other day, NBC News, Wall Street Journal poll came out the other day, and they did this comparison about how President Trump had improved the Republican...
That's,
among middle
country
class
safer?
and working class voters.
The country is probably safer if he doesn't have a Twitter.
Donald Trump is the guy that connects with middle America. He showed us how to win.
That's for sure.
He got record percentages among African-American voters, got nearly 1 out of 5 black males in this country, got a third of the Hispanic vote, significant improvement, improved this percentage with Catholic voters, went up with women. Now all we have to do and build upon that, and I'm telling you, we're going to have the Congress and we're going to have the Senate in 2022, and it's going to come in 2024. He showed us the way.
Jim McLaughlin.
We are incredibly lucky that the map lines up for Democrats in 2022, but goddamn if Biden isn't doing everything that he can
Where do we go?
to try to blow it. Can't really tell what their song is they're using there.
For all, some of you no doubt still wondering what award I have won. I'll tell you, none other than the Marconi Award for Excellence in Broadcasting.
Oh, I knew it was going to be Rush.
He was quiet. Rush always wanted to be an adult. In fact,
I'll give you some YMCA.
He was an adult. He did not want to.
You want to see Trump dance?
Childish things. He was a loner when he got his job.
I know there were a lot of people on comment stations like he had a family. I'm like, his family probably hated him. He cheated on his dying wife.
This is KFBK, Sacramento. Bob in Carmichael, hello, you're on KFBK. Hi, Rush, how are you? Fine. I know you liberals are...
Do you know who else started in radio when they were 16? Justin Freakin.
Admit to anybody that you're watching this. We know you're there. I just want to leave you with this. We feel your pain. Welcome to the Rush Limbaugh program.
Rush Limbaugh, who single-handedly saved radio and gave Americans a real hope when they realized...
He didn't single-handedly save radio. He single-handedly saved AM radio.
Rush Limbaugh was like this spark plug. Rush Limbaugh was good for our democracy.
And it wasn't because it was a resurgence of listeners to AM radio. It was a resurgence of advertisers. Advertisers wanted to advertise on Rush Limbaugh because all their bougie business friends listened to Rush Limbaugh.
Radio, soon to have his own.
Radio advertising is nothing but a circle jerk.
On almost 500 radio stations in
His jokes are the furthest thing from humor.
Rush Limbaugh, right here. If I were of the attitude that my primary goal was to go in that studio every day and make sure that America heard everything I said and acted on it, because times are crucial. We don't have much time to save everything. You know, the ratings of the show would just plummet.
Save everything.
Be too serious, be what liberals do. They're always wringing their hands, not having any time for fun, and being critical of virtually everything.
If Walter Cronkite has been called the most trusted man in America, Rush Limbaugh has been called the most dangerous. And he's proud of it.
We are all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life. Liberty, freedom. And the pursuit of happiness. Now, those of you watching at home may wonder why this is being applauded.
I am wondering why, like, some fat fuck reciting the Declaration of Independence as if he's a fucking toddler is being applauded.
This country's far more conservative than even people think it is now.
It is not. The people that own everything, the people that have the money in the capital, they're far more conservative than the average person in the country.
Let me just set the record really, really straight. Rush Limbaugh does not need a producer.
We're about 12, 13 minutes away from the return of the Trump. Donald Trump making his first public appearance since leaving office.
Of this and last century.
Here at CPAC 2021.
The views expressed by the host
as they lionize Rush Limbaugh, one of the most vile individuals ever to walk the earth.
There's a new fascism out there that I think is springing up, and it is reminiscent of this no tolerance. If
I'll have you know, this microphone, I almost didn't get it because it was gold.
or not listen to you, they want to try.
Rush Limbaugh had a gold microphone, and I almost didn't get this microphone because of that.
When you think about what Democrats,
but this is a damn good microphone.
Doesn't all this make sense?
I'm glad I did get
They are
it.
a miserable lot. I mean, they are the
Indeed.
original doom and bloomers. People always come up to me and say, "Hey, Rush, when is there going to be a liberal counterpart to you on radio?" And I say, "Never." And they say, "Why?" I said, "Because when's the last one you ever heard it's having fun?"
His name is Sam Cedar, and he had a very fun segment called Random Rush.
Is to restructure and reform this country so that capitalism and individual liberty are not its...
I don't know the brand of it.
And by the way, sometimes they say to me privately, I'm worried about
I don't know if there's a marking on it.
Say about me on the radio.
He is essentially begging any Republican to denounce me.
There's Rush in his gold
He is fixated
microphone.
on me. He simply cannot get me off of his mind. I live rent-free in his head.
There are 14 million people a week who listen to Rush. People who want to hear what he has to say, whether you like it or not.
So?
AM dial, and now it's a flourishing realm where countless people, from Michael Medved to Dennis Prager to Sean Hannity or
Andrew fucking Breitbart. Another person that the world is better off now that he's 6 feet under.
When we look out over the United States of America, when we are anywhere, when we see a group of people, we see...
I don't even feel like this is a well-done video package. I feel like I could have done better. They just hired some motherfucker off Fiverr, but I'm a motherfucker on Fiverr, and I would have done a better job putting this together for them.
I remember the first time I tried out for talk radio, he allowed me to use his studio with his golden microphone.
I want to say that is the brand, though.
To me.
Rush has cochlear implants. He's deaf. Now, most people don't even realize that.
These are cochlear implants. I'm deaf. I'm 100% deaf, and I can only hear bionically with these. If I'd lost my hearing 15 years before I did, it'd been the end of my career because the tech hadn't been invented.
But even when he was completely without hearing, before the cochlear...
Fucking there is no God.
He
just described why right there.
If you're not affected by inside the Beltway or Washington establishment thinking, understanding Trump's easy. It's elite versus real people. It's
just amazing to me, the people that right-wingers choose to lionize.
No Republican.
You couldn't make it any easier for us to attack you for applauding this man.
Devotion to our country. And Rush, in recognition of all that you have done for our nation, the millions of people a day
I mean, there's never going to be a Democratic president talking about Bill Maher like that. God, I hope not.
I am proud to announce tonight.
I'm going to have to eat my words on that, aren't I?
His highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
And then he feigns fucking surprise. He knew he was getting it. They tell a whole story about how he was receiving treatment. It was like Trump himself said, "Oh, we had to tell him so we could get him there."
Today, while on the air,
This day has been one of the most difficult days in recent memory for me.
Oh shit, we're gonna have the media winch up in here.
Lung cancer.
We are all praying for the man who has literally paved the way for all of us, especially me.
It is with profound sadness I must share with you directly that our beloved Rush, my wonderful husband, passed away this morning due to complications from lung cancer. Rush will forever
Was that his fourth wife?
of all time.
They said, well, what are you best at? And I said, probably being on the radio. Well, there's your answer. Do what you're best at, and you'll at least be happy, regardless how well you do it. I'm sure you've all felt like you weren't going to ever amount to anything, even though you knew you were capable of it. I felt that way. The only difference between you and me is that I'm up here and you're out there. And the only reason I'm up here is because you're out there. You have rejuvenated my life and you have made me something I never even thought I could be. And I have just one thing to say to you, a sincere and heartfelt thank you. Final segment.
Thank you, fuck you, bye. In the words
We gotta go. We're out of here. See you. Be good.
of James E. Cornette.
I wish there were a way to say it other than thank you.
Oh God, this still isn't over.
My family is just the best.
We have Media Winch.
Hey.
Thank you.
I don't know what's up with your window here. Let me make you bigger. So did you catch that tribute to Rush Limbaugh?
Oh, the tribute to the devil himself? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's great.
Did it bring a tear to your eye?
No, this fucking smoking ass fucking hot brush brings more of a tear to my eye than that fucking whack motherfucker. Sorry, you're gonna have to put up with Rapunzel for this first part, because if I don't do this shit first thing in the morning, I just won't fucking do it.
What's going on with CPAC? It ended over here.
What?
First thing of the morning. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Specific time over there.
It is specific time over here.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are
Right Side
from here in the
Broadcasting Network. We are moments away.
Donald John Trump.
About 5-6 minutes.
First public appearance since leaving office. I'm joined by Adrian Ferguson. Adrian, how do you feel about President Trump's speech that he's going to give today?
It's a mix of emotions, Philip. Like everyone else here, I'm extremely excited.
Oh, Right Side Broadcasting has it at 1 minute and 36 seconds.
But honestly,
ooh, I came in just in time.
Sad.
You did.
I don't know what his future holds for the Republican Party, but I'm reminiscent of all of our good old days at the Trump rallies. I'm thinking about Pennsylvania. I'm thinking about Michigan, all of our great journeys together with the president. And I know everyone else here, we just witnessed a tribute to Rush Limbaugh, a close friend of President Trump, and that was a very, very touching moment. And it's inspirational at the same time that we are able to see these legends before us and be in the presence of their
legends
what they have done for the conservative movement. Also, looking to this crowd here, they look very excited. They're taking pictures.
She didn't say that with much confidence, didn't she?
Just like
I like how she is that the same lady that had to come out at the beginning on fucking Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, was like, now everybody, we're like at a friend's house and we believe in private property, so please,
I'm not exactly
if you can,
sure what he is going to
wear
say,
a mask.
but what
I don't think that's her.
the Biden administration on the job.
Bree Creed says it's Trump time. We're getting there. We're close. Right Side Broadcasting says 17 seconds. I thought it was another like 5 minutes.
That is completely subjective to people.
Why is my chair higher than Meteor Winch? Who gives a shit about my chair? What?
President Trump's going to go hard on the
Because
Biden
he's got a
administration
fancy chair,
across
and
the
I
board
just have
when it
like the
comes to
chair that
many
I stole
issues.
from my office.
And I guess we will truly have to.
You stole it from your office.
Well, I mean, the warehouse was closing anyway.
People are moving around. There's a lot of action.
It was given
on stage.
to me, but I didn't ask.
3:40 right now. So, as per usual, the president is not on time. President Trump's not on time.
This wasn't the time he was supposed to speak. It was 3:44 was the time that CPAC has listed.
Getting things set, and it will be.
He never starts
a
on
matter of time.
That is true. He never starts on time, but it's not even the
never,
time
ever.
that he was supposed to start.
Take a look at the super chat. I just love how live.
I am certainly not stoned enough for this shit.
Oh, I have like 2 dabs left, and I'm fucking saving it for this fucking shit show.
We have a loyal sponsor, Mike Lindell.
Now, pretty much his entire speech is leaked. Are you aware of what he is going to proclaim?
No, and I have kept myself in the dark on purpose. I was going to do this on Monday, but I figured, man.
Cancel culture.
Okay.
And one way that we can show our dedication to
You do have video, right? You've got the stream.
Oh yeah.
I did it right
Mr.
this
My
time?
Pillow guy there is.
Okay, cool.
Trump waifu pillow.
He is dedicated to providing jobs to American workers. So you can check out all of his amazing products, all of his amazing pillows.
Mike Lindell.
And
Use promo code TROLL for 80% off your My Pillow.
Somebody needs to put
You'll have the best
Trump
sleep of your
face
life.
on like a
Go check
waifu
them out.
on that
I'm
pillow.
gonna look at our chat now. It looks like they're receiving.
That'd make a lot of money.
So I'm going.
I'm coming out with some shirts that I'm going to. I think I'm going to try to get people to buy on Parlor.
From Diane Garrett, and she said
Like they're going to be very much in line with my views, but I think people will take them as
so grateful for you joining us.
pro-right. I think I can take advantage of people.
All this live coverage.
Get some promotion.
At home, we would not be able to do this without your great generosity. So bear with me as I'm reading this
Which
chat.
companies are exercising their free speech by canceling My Pillow?
Activity with us, and I'm gonna keep listing off until
Pretty much all of them now, isn't it? Like he is not in any retail store that I know of.
And Queen, so
When
thank you so
fucking
much.
when
Any
a
reputable
teenager-
store, at least.
When a teenage survivor of a school shooting comes up with a competition for you, then I think that you're pretty much done.
Let's hope.
Of course.
I hope. Didn't David Hogue come out with his own pillow company?
On Right Side Broadcasting.
Something to that. He had a publicity stunt about pillows. Yes.
You should really do it.
I hope so.
100% viewer supported. We only get to do things because of loyal viewers like you. You can go to rsbnetwork.com.
Can we get Echoplex Media to a point to where you guys are broadcasting live from CPAC and shit?
I mean, if I could, we did Echoplex Freedom Radio on April Fool's Day one time, and I have to say that maybe that back then we weren't that convincing, but now I figure we could be. We get on that Unity panel with Brett and Eric Weinstein. And we probably be pretty good. We might be able to get ourselves in there. Dave can finally go meet his boyfriend Charlie in real life. I'm sure that'd make him so excited.
Oh God, we did see Charlie speak the other night. Were you here for that?
Yeah, you were wondering
On
whether or not
Friday?
his face was photoshopped.
I never know.
Live broadcast.
I never know. It's so small.
It's a live broadcast, which made it fucking hilarious to me. Photoshop his face on a live broadcast to troll him from CPAC.
Goes wild.
That might have been what I was going for.
On the super chat, and a lot of you folks are matching that $5 suggestion.
She's not very good at her job. What the fuck?
Donations, and we really want to acknowledge.
Right Side Broadcasting, hire me.
And we received $500
Yeah, Justin will take anybody's money.
I will. I seriously, I do capitalist propaganda podcasts, Christian podcasts. Like, I got all kinds of clients that do not line up with my views, but I take their money and I spend it on heathen shit.
That is what you do. That's just what you do.
Of course. I do this Christian podcast. It's like she's a business entrepreneur and she gives business tips for young Christians entering the workforce.
More of a professional environment. People have
It is hilarious. I think I sent you a clip from it one time.
I think you did, yeah.
I don't even remember what you said, but it was so fucking stupid.
All I remember is you said, I actually take money for this shit, and then I do heathen shit with that money.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Yep. If you're anything, you're consistent.
When he gets the chance to do so. But
I worked for one of the largest Republican organizations in the country, very famous. I had friends share out one of their pieces that they wrote in I think it was USA Today last year before last. And I've got secrets, I can tell, and they never made me sign an NDA. So whenever I think I've bled all the money I can get out of them, they've got me on hold right now because of the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I think that I've bled all the money I can get out of them, I'm going to make so much content using the content they have provided me.
Good.
Have you been trying to look that up the whole time? I bought it from Sweetwater. I could, if you really want me to, I can go in there and get the box. It's in my closet. That's why I was looking under my desk because I have storage under my desk, but it's in the closet.
With or without Stephen Crown.
We are here in the presence of the president.
I've never been, especially because I grew up so fucking poor. I've never been one to pay attention to the brand of things. Like, the reason I got this microphone is because I went to Sweetwater Sound and balanced, price with good reviews, and this microphone had excellent reviews for voiceovers.
And the future of the GOP, according to this
poll,
lines up exactly with what
Okie, ready for Trump? It's warm. He's probably outside on the patio.
I am brand conscious for a couple of things, but also I'm a high price bitch, so I need to have
He is out on the patio. He's right there in the corner.
I got to have my Mac and my Chanel.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta do open source shit. I can't believe Dave hasn't gave you hell about Macs.
No. Mac makeup. No.
Oh, okay.
I have the old studio machine from before he bought the one that he has now. I bought that one from him, and he just gave it to me with a fresh install, all my shit on it, all my fucking Linux tools I needed, with a fucking video on it, how to fucking start it up and boot everything up, and boom, bitch, done.
Oh shit, he hooked you up.
Yeah.
We've got some activity on the stage. We could be getting ready for former President Trump.
But they said they were talking about how Trump has left a stain on the Republican Party. Well, guess what?
Let's listen to this.
7% of the people who voted in that straw poll, I guess that's a pretty big stain because 97% of the people support it. So, who knows?
Well, maybe you should
yes, sir, yes.
Whether Donald Trump will be the candidate or not, we haven't exactly gotten clarification on what 2024 is going to look like for the 45th president. But
he's teasing you because
that MAGA, that America First.
There's an announcement coming.
We're not going anywhere.
He knows, or he should know if he's an actual journalist.
Network will be there every step of the way to cover MAGA, to cover America First, to cover the 45th president of the United States.
Absolutely.
This is the blueprint for America.
He is declaring himself the presumptive 2024 nominee.
Absolutely, and the reason I asked you about the apparel,
I don't think he's going to make it to 2024. This is a grift to try to open up
MAGA isn't going anywhere.
new revenue streams
The Republican Party, he has
through campaign finance laws. Exactly. Yes.
Interviewing
and a way that he is able to go around and hold his rallies, which are also the sources of income.
Other political figures, especially younger ones, have inspired the youth to get involved. Despite all the criticism, despite all the hate.
5 years.
I thought I set you up to do audio ducking, but it's not doing it very well. Now, Jason, you can't say things like that about a former president. That'll get the Secret Service knocking on your door.
Yeah.
But we are still on Trump dies of COVID watch. Oh God, dude comes right up in here. What do you think about communism? Like, that's troll bait right there, isn't it? We're commies. Yeah. We're commie as fuck up in here, dude.
Hell
We're so commie. To the gulag with you.
Right.
Oh, Matt Gaetz. I think that guy was really hoping there would be a lane for him in 2024, and there's not going to be.
Did Pence speak at all?
No. Good Lord, no. Pence would not attend CPAC. Can you imagine what would have happened if Pence attended CPAC?
Mother wouldn't let him.
There were people that wanted him dead. I guarantee you there were people that were chanting "Hang Mike Pence" that were at the Capitol that are there today.
That are in that audience right now.
That are in that audience. Absolutely. I honestly don't think that Trump makes it to the 2024 election. I think he's going to be bankrupt. He's going to be tied up in all kinds of legal proceedings.
He's going to form an exploratory committee so he can grift a couple $1 million.
Yeah. It's just a grift over the next couple of years, but by 2024, he is going to be in deep, deep fucking water. Civil and criminal.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't see any way that he is going to be in a position where he can run in 2024. But then again, weirder things have happened. The Republican Party is batshit right now.
I know. They are just like...
Breed Creed really, really wants to see Trump dance.
On behalf of Right Side Broadcasting Network, Philip Torino and Adrian Ferguson, live from Orlando.
That is what Creed is hoping for.
The Trump dance.
I don't want to see it personally, or unless he's got some new moves that he's going to break out on us. I'm down with it.
I doubt it. Dance, dance, clap, point. Dance, dance, clap, point.
So any minute we will be seeing the former president. What are they doing? They're erecting something on the stage.
Another golden calf?
Another golden calf.
I mean, you can only stack shit so high and then foil it in gold. So you can't, like, make one huge. You got to do, like, several small ones. Are they going to do a magic trick?
Hold on.
Is Trump going to pop out of the stage with smoke? Poof.
Tell you that everything's going according to schedule with the President of the United States. He will be here very soon.
He said don't listen to the lie about the stage, but I was assuming he was going to address like this thing.
Floridian wife,
the fact that the stage looks like a Nazi symbol.
I like your sign, ma'am. That's a very pretty flag back there. And in the meantime,
was it a Nazi flag?
We wanted to remind you all that it's not just the people in this room who are watching and listening to this content.
You guys want some Smokey? There's a Smokey on the stream.
If social media is allowing it to happen. I hope you're all getting your feeds. But you know who else is watching?
This is now a cat video.
Damn right, it's a cat video.
The whole world is looking at America and saying, is America going to embrace socialism or fight back?
Smoky bong, smoky bong.
Indicator of how
what? This is like a Glenn Beck ripoff over here. It is like the saddest rock concert ever, except for that fucking like faith organization that does the fucking thing in Atlanta every year. That's a sadder rock concert. Meath Media? Is that what that said?
Guess what? Today's CPAC
Looked like Meth Media.
Yeah, that's what I read the first
we've ever
time.
seen.
I didn't double take.
We are making a difference. Well,
Meth Media is what we're calling it.
That's a weird way to spell meth.
Movement have
But
logged
it is.
in the Washington area each year for an event called CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference.
They're showing the construction of their Nazi stage.
The ACU has been the single most uniting force behind the conservative movement.
Oh, Smokey's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger that one.
Presidents and lawmakers and pop culture figures.
If you're going to CPAC at
Diamond and Silk.
volume right now in Oxon Hill on the Beltway at 210.
I understand there are 13,000 people there.
No, you have not. You're just in time. He should be any fucking second now.
In one place.
He was scheduled for 3:44 Eastern Time. That was about 12 minutes ago.
Trying to light the match of them.
I'm sorry you got a false Smokey alert.
Quietly, mysteriously, the Republican...
You weren't that lucky. Smokey is looking out the window over there.
It's proven itself over time from Ronald Reagan to Donald Trump.
I actually started quite a while.
Fucking Lindsey Graham.
CPAC, came here, probably made my
But that's
first
the problem
real
is nobody
political
is fucking
speech,
Lindsey Graham.
and I enjoyed it so
Why
much.
he's got so much dumb
Then I
shit
came
built
back
up in
for a
his
second one, then a third. Then I said, "What the?"
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
That's the problem is nobody is fucking Lindsey Graham. That's why he's got so much dumb shit built up in his brain.
It's wonderful to be back with so many great patriots, old friends, and brave, young conservatives. What a future you have.
Freedom, as Reagan told us, is not passed down in the bloodstream from one generation to another. Freedom, instead, you got to stand up, you got to fight for it, you got to...
Shut up, Ted.
I will fight for you, and I will win for you.
You need to come here with like-minded people. If you ain't trying to hear nothing about no socialism and all that foolishness, you need to come here with other like-minded people that's talking about capitalism, that's talking about you being free.
Our freedom, our people, our traditions, our families. But without freedom, none of it is possible. And that comes from the big guy, not the government.
All these young people here, everywhere you look, there are groups of millennials who tell us they are dedicated to growing the conservative.
Hey, Winch, talk for me.
Frankly, it's not cool walking college campuses to come out and
This
say
is
you're
media wench.
conservative.
I'm like Ariel, and I need a dingle hopper.
Movement if we lose this generation.
I thought I set it up right. God damn it.
An executive order requiring colleges.
Still working out some of the kinks. One of these days when she comes on, she'll speak and everything else will mute.
If I keep my face right in the mic, we might be able to make it passable.
Amazing energy. It's the grassroots.
I know I just have to turn it down anytime you want to speak like fucking savages.
Heathens.
Sometimes you put filters on though, and you have to restart OBS before they actually take effect. They've only learned how to speak in bumper stickers. Seriously, that's all the right ever fucking does.
True.
And if you like, have you ever noticed you'll be on a comment section and you'll say something to them and they'll respond back and they'll respond to you, but they won't actually respond to what you're saying. They're saying something different. It's because it's like one of those pre-programmed things they're taught to say. Like, you throw them off when you make some sort of logical argument that they've never fucking heard before.
We prove that all the time with Ben Martin.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I first went to CPAC during the Reagan years.
You like, I'll say something about, there are at least 7 different combinations of the chromosomes, and his response is, men have
7
penis.
different chromosomes.
No, men have a penis. Women have a vagina.
Like, thank you. We know that Kindergarten Cop was your favorite movie. Now, do we want to move on to something else?
Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
That's probably best. Like, I'm a masochist, or say masochist. A masochist likes having shit inflicted on them, right? That's me. I'm like, Facebook thinks I'm a Republican. They think I'm a right winger because that's where I hang out all the time. It gives me Fox News, Breitbart, fucking all that shit. Oh, I think Breitbart banned me the other day, actually. They blocked me from being able to comment because because I set things to like newest, so I'll be the first comment on shit, and then people will fucking argue with me.
So much for a free and open exchange of ideas.
Exactly. They love cancel culture.
For good reasons.
I think this dude, that was the founder of CPAC, right? That was the dude that young Pharaoh said, like, he believes the exact same thing as me that you called anti-Semitic.
Sounds awfully exotic to this Kansas kid. We're going to go to Australia. We're going to have the first.
So minutes away from return of the Trump. Bree Creed is hoping he has a new shade of orange makeup.
He'll probably have that bronzer that he had on whenever he went to Mount Rushmore and did that speech in front of Mount Rushmore. That was like super shiny. You remember? Dude.
Yes.
Did that makeup artist get fired or erased?
Erase. It's all about an audience of one. It has nothing to do with how he comes across to everybody else. Is you impress Trump. That's all there is to it. So if Trump liked the way he looked coming out of the chair.
Look at me. I'm like a bronze shiny god. Look at me.
I am positive he has no clue what Manifest Destiny is. Maybe he'll be gold. Maybe we were fooled, and that fucking statue was actually Trump, and he's just gonna come down off of the pedestal.
He probably thinks Manifest Destiny is like paying off some other sex worker he had fucking relations with. He hasn't got caught for yet.
We get to Australia.
Did we manifest Destiny? Because I don't want that coming out in 2024 when I'm fucking running again.
That's a good one.
Sure, that doesn't mean what you think it means. It means exactly what I said.
The rigged election. I mean, come on, guys. You're talking about like having a new shade of tanner. We're talking about like new hairstyle, possibly. No, not gonna happen. It's gonna be classic Trump. He's gonna come out here. He's gonna play the hits. When something works for Trump, he sticks with it.
All of these people who are just basically downtrodden and rudderless since they feel like the whole Q thing has blown up in their face, right? Like it was a sham, like it was, they're feeling they're having a lot of feeling. And
by the way,
maybe that might not be too familiar to them, feeling.
According to Q, Trump will be president again this week.
But yeah, so they're like all those people who are just rudderless right now are gonna hang on every word of this fucking speech because it's their fucking Lord Commander Marmalade.
Merkin, I doubt he mentions AOC. I'd say he mentions Pelosi and Biden a lot.
Oh yeah.
What does America do in 2020?
I just it's the same thing with Bernie. He doesn't want to shine a light on a populist movement that's real. There's a Smokey over my shoulder. Yeah, he may mention Chuck Schumer once or twice. But you're probably right about Pelosi and Biden. That's going to be and Pelosi probably. He might mention Elon.
We Asians cannot fight this on our own. If the U.S. stands alone
it's
against socialist nations,
more than likely it's just going to be him talking about how aggrieved he is about the election.
We have to save the country. We have to save our country from these radical, leftist, communist socialists.
Are you doing your Kelly Loeffler impersonation?
Is that Loeffler?
Yeah.
I mean, really, they all just kind of blend together.
So I put their toys in the little house thing in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and they get very upset when I put their toys in there. They get them all out. Because I just saw a ball roll across the floor, so you go like, what?
Is that a tall cat tree or a small cat tree?
It is a very tall cat tree. It's like my
I think I
height.
have the same one.
Did you get it from Chewy?
No, I got it from the side of the road for free.
Oh, they probably got it from Chewy then. Marmalade Mussolini. If only he meets a fate similar to Mussolini.
It's very dark because what
There is no justice in the world. I do not.
do through foreign policy.
I do not hold out hope for
The
that.
most radical parts of their agenda all over the globe.
Socialism and communism are about one thing only: power.
Pence over there trying to stay awake.
Pompeo looked very attentive.
Japan is quite dangerous. Japan has gotten a little too used to peace.
Come on, Trump, let's get this over with because I would like to make dinner. I'm hungry.
There's going to be trouble.
See the picture of my breakfast I sent you?
I didn't actually. I was getting ready for this.
I made toad in a hole spam.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't see it. Who eats spam?
Western values and free markets.
You like, we're not friends anymore. You just ooh.
I fried it and put an egg in the middle of it with jalapeno.
Andy Chan, when Andy
I
left to go to the airport.
I have a real, like, I am not a processed food anything kind of guy. Like it, like I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't eat meat out of a can.
When I departed to Japan.
Ooh, nasty. I don't know what's wrong with you people.
Oh, you people!
The chat is on your side on this one apparently.
What does CPAC matter that much? Why are these communists so afraid of letting someone?
Like I cook my shit from scratch.
I mean, I usually do.
Yeah, I would
too,
like to
but-
try Marmite and Vegemite.
It includes opposing socialism everywhere we find it.
But I'm just
That
do have
Vegemite
several
stuff's
very-
supposed to be a little like repulsive
waste.
to some
It's
people.
I think it's the grain waste from brewing beer.
Really?
Yeah. One of those two is. Or maybe both.
Protesters in Hong Kong are begging the United
I'm totally not high enough for them. Where's Trump?
help them in their fight for democracy. Tonight, some prominent American conservatives are
They didn't put
meeting
enough
with
bronzer on him.
semi-autonomous
So he was supposed to speak 25 minutes ago now.
For democracy is something every American needs to pray for, needs to try to.
So on brand for Trump.
Chinese
Yeah.
regime in
Their last speaker was Jim Jordan, wasn't it?
vulnerable than we realize.
And then they had the straw poll. Oh, you weren't here for that. I'm sorry, I can't make Trump come out any faster. They were constructing some shit.
A stand so he could be taller.
Towards these peaceful protesters.
Maybe they forgot his shoe lift.
Concern that
It wasn't until I watched the videos of him dancing that I realized how small his actual hands are. Like they are tiny.
Fucking freakishly small.
No wonder he has a complex about his tiny little hands.
I will admit though, those are my favorite memes from whenever Obama and Biden left, and all the fucking memes where Joe's like, I replaced all of the hand sanitizers and bottles of soap and everything in the White House with travel size.
Now, my favorite was after the Access Hollywood. Do you know the Hillary laughing with Obama meme where they're like hysterical? Yeah. There was one that was like, as if his tiny hand could grab a whole pussy.
Ah!
I fucking died.
Oh, I got one of those jokes, so it gets kicked off Twitch.
Some as young as 12 years old. Something I hear all over the globe.
Say it.
I love Dave's, he had a Marjorie Taylor Greene sign. I really enjoyed that sign. I wanted to share it on Facebook, but I didn't want to get put back in Facebook jail. I've had a really good run. I've been free for what, 3 months now?
Fucking, oh my god, my old man goes fucking hard. He's been like more time in Facebook jail than out this year.
That was me the last 4 years.
He's out for like 4 or 5 days, back in for another 30. Out for 3 or 4 days, in for another 30.
I've had to come up with my own like dialect to get it to be able to still insult people and call them dumb fucks without getting put in Facebook jail. I've done a really good job of it. I should start teaching in class now. I have. So my real me got nuked. Facebook just completely destroyed it. So when I had a backup account, that backup account I hadn't used in like a year or so. So it hadn't been put in Facebook jail. So all my bans got reset. So I actually got a violation, only got a warning last time.
Media outlets owned by the...
And that's been like a month ago, so hopefully that one's reset, and it'll just be a warning next time, too. And we can keep it that way.
We were walking in, videotaping us, recording who we are, why we were there.
We had this conversation.
I managed to keep my like real account pretty PG, so whenever anybody needs like a new account, they ask me to make it for them.
Tiananmen Square type episode occurs.
Well, I was always like, I tried to
IP stuff.
I was as open as I could possibly fucking be. But see, I'm behind a fucking VPN and shit, and Facebook still nuked me. I was showing as if I was in Sweden, and it still nuked me.
The home of Hong Kong media tycoon Jimmy Lai was attacked.
Fuck you, Facebook. Or
Zuckerberg
Luxembourg, or
endorsed
whatever
it.
the fuck I was bouncing my IP off of.
Residents and lobbed them at the gate. The firebombs were seen as an act of intimidation against the pro-democracy.
We are still waiting for former President Trump. About a half an hour ago, he was supposed to take the stage.
Give me a very clear message.
In true Trump fashion,
CPAC guys.
he is making us wait to see him crawl out of his fucking hole.
The alt that Dave and I used, I made like fucking, 4 years ago. And she's been like, she was a super lurker. And I just made friends with every fucking thirsty dude that I could find so I could bump it up to 5,000 friends real quick. And then just slowly start eliminating them and then replacing all those groups with derp groups and shit like that. So now it's done. Now it's pretty good. He doesn't really comment on a whole lot of stuff except for like Dave will throw a comment in there like, I'm down with the whole conspiracy theory thing. I just don't understand why all the conspiracy theorists are so racist.
I love the way Dave does shit. Like, he's got a way with words.
Because they recognize that
So now I'm working on a new one. He's from Huntington Beach.
Some people did something.
Are you in disbelief? Like, you saw the backlash that everybody that voted against Trump after January 6th got. Liz Cheney is the only one that has any balls, clearly, in the Republican Party.
18 years ago, he was the man who stood on the grounds of 9/11 and said,
It's
not appropriate to build a mosque.
It's absurd.
He's Muslim himself.
But they're part of a cult, and this is what happens when you've had 20, 25 years of just the same messaging in your media, and they've locked themselves out. Like, they're God, I can't remember who did it, but they mapped out like the right wing is in like a complete silo. They don't interact with people outside of their bubble, whereas everybody else gets a broad range of media sources.
Nobody's showing up.
Like, like right wingers go out of their way to lock any other kind of information out in their social media feeds.
That's why I'm here today speaking in Minnesota. When I came out of my addiction.
So this is the type of politician that you get from that kind of voter.
I've learned so much.
This is the echo chamber voter.
They didn't have our president's back.
And the people here that are at CPAC are like medium-sized business owners, bougie motherfuckers.
Anyone in our country would not want to keep going down that path.
Lindsay may be rubbing his feet. That's true.
A bunch of elites in Washington, D.C. or in their state capitals determine how they're going to live their lives. This whole American experiment is over.
They are the elites in Washington, D.C. What the fuck are they talking about?
This bubble that goes on there where they think
They don't even know what they're talking about, dude. They're repeating talking points that they don't even know who said them.
It's the bumper sticker bullshit.
dangerous thing about Washington D.C., New York, the Acela corridor.
I was holding off on taking a gigantic bong rip until Trump walked out. He even threw up the definition of elitist.
Next to it.
And now they've got a former Republican speaking on the screen.
That wants to think that Donald Trump's a smart one, and they're y'all elitists are dumb.
And he's right. Give us Trump. Give us Trump. We're all dying for it. That's what they're up there on stage preaching about, how they're like, we're all wanting to cancel them. And here that we're all in here watching this, like, give us Trump. Hasn't it been nice to not hear about Hillary?
People who support President Trump and his immigration policies are racist.
She had a book that she was starting to promote and shit, and then coronavirus hit, and like it shut her the fuck up. So thank God for that. That was one good thing about coronavirus. It shut Hillary Clinton up. I think she does have a podcast, but I certainly don't listen to it. Let her have her podcast. Let the stupid liberals worship at her feet.
I can't say that. There was like Michael Cohen has a podcast.
I listened to that.
Well, he did an episode with Omarosa.
I'd listen to that.
I really need to listen to that. It was a while ago. It was several months ago, but I mean, it's not like it's any less relevant.
Is it weird that I like Omarosa? Like, she seems like she's cool. I'd hang out with her.
I mean, now that she's on our side.
Yeah, a perfect forum for conservatives to hate listen to Hillary.
It's nice to see like-minded people.
That's probably the majority of her audience. Like, we don't care. We're the left that are into politics, and like a Hillary Clinton podcast is the most unappealing thing to me that I've ever heard in my life.
I did listen to her on Howard Stern though. Howard Stern did an interview with her
On her book tour.
No. She was just talking about, I don't remember if she was talking about her book or not. It was only about 20-25 minutes, but she was talking about how she met and married Bill Clinton and got into politics.
It's very different from.
Well, she was a Republican.
Hmm?
She was a Republican. She actually changed her political affiliation because of Bill.
We have to take our state back.
Didn't she worked? She worked on a congressional committee under Nixon or something. Goldwater girl, was she?
The first ever CPAC West right here in Reno, Nevada, a swing county.
Thank you for being a friend.
She's a skilled lawyer. I'll give her that. I mean, and like you could tell when she did the Benghazi hearings. The woman has a talent, and if you read Shattered, that's the book. Like, she invited a couple of journalists or something to embed with the campaign to write a book afterwards. Right, it's supposed to be like her victory book. Well, of course that didn't happen. Well, that book became Shattered, and in that book, like, they talk about her strong points and about how she never could really capitalize on her because she was good in like mid-sized groups of 20 and 30 people and being personable and talking to them and fleshing out ideas and shit. That was one of the reasons why they focused on like her going to gyms and having these kind of town hall style things, because they were hoping that would let that part of Hillary shine through.
Well, also, as a woman in politics, you have to go about it a completely different way because you're held to an incredibly higher standard than men are.
Believe me, I understand the misogyny that she faced, especially coming from 30 years of attacks from the Republican Party. However, like, I have a burning hatred for her, and it has nothing to do with misogyny. It has to do with class interest.
There.
South Korea boasts the fourth largest economy in Asia, hence the nickname the Korean Miracle. But South Korean President
We are still waiting for President Trump.
often accused of imposing Marxist
Now over 30 minutes late.
for the communist policies of North Korea.
Oh, God, I got another one of those jokes that'll get you kicked off with.
That we have here in the
It has to do with Ivanka.
Don't get me kicked off Twitch.
so many corners of the globe. CPAC, South Korea. I had to keep pinching myself.
Also, Twitch apparently has been playing some anti-union. Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, for those of you who are not aware. some of their pre-roll ads have been anti-union. So fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck Amazon.
I'm here able to learn about the people in South Korea.
That will probably get me kicked off Twitch.
Trials and tribulations that they have that are not so different.
I think you're good as long as you don't go on the record with like a fucking newspaper. Like Dave did, and then get his fucking Facebook page fucking zucked an hour after the article comes out.
America's been facing
Damn.
the last couple of years is what Korea is now facing for itself. It's a generational change.
Well, that's what, they nuked him right before they nuked me, but he got his back.
What kind of a life do you want to live?
Yeah, because somebody from the 538.
You mentioned producer Dave, and then he pops in.
Twitch stop running him. Oh, he says Twitch stop running those ads.
That's good.
Yeah, but somebody from the 538 sent fucking one of their contacts at Facebook a very angry letter, and then magically an hour later, Dave had his fucking Facebook back, but it was in jail for an unknown reason.
Republican, conservative, Christian, family.
I have yet to supposedly I can email and try to get it back. They told me I can't, but like supposedly you can indeed send an email and try to get it reinstated. I have not used my email attempt yet.
There's a real change happening in the state.
Congressman Doug Collins is doing a great job. He calls it like it is.
Fuck Facebook. I'm so tired of it, but I don't know what the alternative is. And also, I've spent a hell of a lot of time customizing my Facebook so to where it's like a news aggregate to where I like it.
Populous state in the country, and the fake news.
Like I scroll through Facebook and I only see shit from my friends I like that I have marked as, show first.
Georgia this time.
And now I get a lot of right-wing content, but I like trolling that.
Has been the most important organization.
I wish I could be on Twitter. Every time I try to make a new Twitter fucking nukes me.
Maybe
I've tried to get my original Twitter back.
There are these regional meetings.
I've sent appeal after appeal after appeal for my original. I want my original Twitter back. Mr. Justin Freakin. That's the one I want. Also, which is full of hilarious jokes that I need to go back and write down because I can still see my feed. Nobody else can.
Of course, the greatest thing about going to Brazil is just the...
I need to spend more time on Discord.
They want to sing, dance, chant, hug.
It's just like, because I spend so much time customizing my Facebook, that's just kind of like the homepage.
Our biggest message from America.
Yeah, goddamn Trump, we're well over a half an hour waiting for him to speak. Making us watch the right side broadcasting. One of the shittiest channels. I'm sure we could switch over to... I don't know if a reputable channel is actually going to carry this, but a Fox
C-SPAN
News
is carrying it.
C-SPAN is carrying it?
Yeah, but I think you don't like the 45-minute rule or whatever.
If it's C-SPAN on YouTube, it's fine. I know, I hate, it kicks me out after 45 minutes. And I'm a loyal C-SPAN viewer.
Yeah, we did. We started begging people to follow us anywhere but fucking Facebook back in 2017. And finally, we've got a bunch of people over on Twitch, and now a bunch of people finally in the Discord. And now
honestly,
our Facebook reach is getting fucking bumped up again because I don't know, for some reason, maybe one of our old offenses for sharing and mocking misinformation dropped off, and now we actually are getting a little bit of our engagement back.
Oh, what was the Diana Ploss thing?
A bust. I got up at 6:30 in the morning for nothing.
He can say that he lost the election.
Nothing happened?
Nothing happened. Literally nothing. Nobody showed up. She didn't
Were
even
they
show
trolling?
up.
Was it to troll you or some shit?
No. I just lurk in that group. It's called Dicks Out for Diana.
I mean, were they trying to troll Floss haters or some shit?
No.
Not necessarily the specific you.
Oh no. They were going to. I think they were going to go to her standout and troll her one last time and then give it up. but she didn't even show up.
Oh shit, she didn't show up.
She didn't show up. Yeah.
So the people that were going to troll her were there.
Yeah, but she just never showed up.
Did
So they
she
just
get
said,
wind
"Fuck
of it and not show up?
I mean, probably.
Interesting.
That's fine. That's still goal attained to get her to go the fuck away. I mean, it's shooting your own self in the foot because you're like getting rid of content that you need, but at the same time, it's better for the rest of the world.
She's
So,
quite the character.
She is. But she'll still do her like her Facebook live, her not Facebook live because she's not on Facebook. Her YouTube live show. I bet we'll be able
Those
to get
damn
her.
YouTubers. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube right now.
We'll be able to get her to call us commies on YouTube again, I'm sure. What's up, Cupcake? Thanks for hanging out with me last night while I was playing Final Fantasy.
Oh, were you playing Final Fantasy? That's it. We need to talk about Final Fantasy. I was not aware that you were a fan until I saw your stream.
Oh, yes. I'm actually... I think this is probably one of the easiest ways that I'm going to be able to make it to affiliate. I just need to stream on one more day, and I need to get an average of 5 people chatting in my stream in order to get affiliate. So, I don't know, maybe when we jump off of here, if Trump ever comes on.
Honestly. 8 is actually one of my least favorite Final Fantasies. I played it when the remaster came out. I don't like that, like, I liked Edea as a villain, but then, like, you switch after the first disc, and it's not Edea anymore, and she's on your side.
It's Adele, and then it's Ultimecia, and then you're like, okay, well...
And you never see Ultimecia until you get to, like, the end. Because that's one of the things, so, like, with 7, you know, you're chasing Sephiroth. 6, you got Kefka, and you're chasing, and you know these villains intimately, and you have this personal animosity against them. You get to the end of 8, and it's like, I don't even know who this fucking person is. Why should I care? I mean, I know she's going to end the world, but... Or dilate time, or whatever. That one's the weird one. And I'm still not even sure. Squall wasn't alive or some shit. I still don't even get the ending.
No, they're alive. They were just like, I guess they were just like orphans, and then they have like amnesia.
No. Squall wasn't alive all that time. He was like some ghost character or some shit.
Where we were originally stationed outside where the majority of the people were. He just moments ago on this street here, which is actually a parkway, rode by in the motorcade, which is why you know the double.
It's a weird game. It's the same thing with 10. Like Titus, like is some kind of ghost character.
Yeah, but that was like the whole thing with Yuna. Like she was the one that releases the spirits, right? Yeah, which I loved all those sequences. Really, that's why I like those games the most, is because of the sequences and the fucking grinding. I love bumping up fucking stats and making characters just beefy.
Surely Trump shows up. This is his big fucking coming out party again. Surely he shows up. This is him announcing his run for 2024.
Dude, this is his re-emergence into society.
You can see law enforcement on bikes.
Are we going to get the same classic red tie?
I just watched Bridgerton for the second time in a row, so I'm like...
He should be speaking more.
That's true. That would be a big dick power move to not show up.
An hour ago.
Fuck you guys.
But also, Trump loves the spotlight, so I can't see him not showing up. I'm going to have to switch back to the other camera so I can, like, adjust it and shit. I can't adjust this one.
For CPAC, where Trump will speak in the next 15 minutes.
Apparently, he's announcing that he will not be starting a new party, that the Republicans need to unite behind him. Republican nominee 2024. That's what this speech is about.
Says we can go back inside, we'll do that, but there's a large crowd of people out here.
There's probably a good crossover there, Producer Dave. And as I said earlier, there is almost certainly people that were at the Capitol on January 6th that are in the audience here today.
Right, because I asked if Pence ever spoke, and Justin was like, no.
No,
wanted him fucking dead.
This is the same crowd that was chanting "Hang Mike Pence," so there was not a chance in hell that Pence was gonna be speaking at this. Oh, she's got the dab rig out.
Do they even have dabs in Alabama?
Nope.
Nope.
I filmed a dirt bike motocross event one time, right? And these guys from Colorado, they took me to the side. They were like, "You look like you like to smoke the pot." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do." You like, "Come on over here." And they actually gave me like 2 different types of dabs. That was the first time I ever tried dabs. One was really, really dark, and the other was like a fucking honey looking.
Oh, you want that high as fuck yellow? That's what Dave and I call that. Taffy.
They told me like they were like different names, like different flavor, whatever the fuck for them. But one was like super, super dark, and then the other one was like super, super golden.
No, Dave and I went to that chemtrails conference in Oregon. We drove up, and on the way back, we stopped at one of those cannabis clubs. There, just like it was big old billboard on the side of the freeway. We're like, well, fuck it, let's go. We got these fucking cartridges that were almost clear. They were so refined. And we took like 2 hits a piece off of those, and we're like, for the whole rest of the fucking trip back down. So we started calling that high as fuck yellow.
Yes, high as fuck yellow.
The more clear it is, the better.
There's a lot of crossover with the people at Walmart, I'm sure. Jesus Christ, we're like almost an hour. They had a countdown to Trump. We started streaming, the countdown was like 22 minutes. We've been streaming for an hour and 25 minutes now.
Took me that long to just make my hair flat.
YMCA. Yeah, I'm not high enough for this shit. Fucking Lee Greenwood is gonna get me a copyright strike. Bree Greed is dying to see Trump dance to YMCA. If you are just joining us, we are moments away, we thought, I've been saying that for an hour now, moments away from former President Trump speaking at CPAC 2021. It has been an interesting CPAC featuring this literal golden calf Trump statue. We've also got the stage that was a Nazi symbol.
Producer Dave said the joke I didn't want to say.
That wouldn't get you kicked off Twitch. You could say that. Ivanka and Trump, or Ivanka and Donald are off doing their Brazier shoot. Well, I mean, Hamburglar Dan at least is consistent. He knows the Bible. Consistent in that he knows the Bible.
He knows his interpretation of what he thinks the Bible says.
Yeah. He does not know how to
never read the Bible, and I know better what the Bible says than these people who proclaim to know the Bible. Because I grew up with Southern Baptist grandparents. And they know the Bible.
Good old Southern Baptist.
Go get me a switch off that tree over there, honey. I'm going to show you what you do.
Grandmother used to talk about switches all the time.
Yeah, mine wasn't fucking playing. My grandpa was born in 1922. My grandma was born in 1930. Birmingham, Alabama.
I know where that is. You would like Birmingham an awful lot. It's a cool city.
My grandpa was born in Kansas City, Missouri, but then they ended up in Smithville.
What are they doing outside of the CPAC? I mean, is that what Roadside Broadcasting is focusing on? Is that these shots we're seeing?
I can't believe that some of these fuckers have the audacity to still have those fucking thin blue line flags. Like, who the fuck do they think they're kidding? It just makes them look even more fucking stupid.
It doesn't matter. They have
it
no
was even
self-awareness. They don't feel shame. I've told you this. I can't make Trump come out any faster. I'm trying to entertain you until he comes out. I don't know what else you want from me.
You need me to put some makeup on? I mean, I can't.
Honestly, Producer Dave, it's going to be the same amount of substance either way. I was going to watch a movie this afternoon. Encroaching on movie time, Mr. Trump.
I mean, I could put on orange in the regular things that I would normally put on, but most certainly not orange makeup.
No, do your best Trump for us right now.
Do
your best Trump makeup for us right now.
No. That's a cursed image. We don't do those things. There's certain boundaries that even I won't cross.
Even Smokey has gotten bored. He's like, I'm tired of this shit.
Notice how they're not interviewing anybody outside? Yeah, fucking facts.
They talk to a person or two. They don't want to get kicked off YouTube. They don't want to have to cut in and be like, nah. It's not like Roadside Broadcasting is a bastion of journalism.
That dab was pretty good.
Biggie with the bad take.
What they say, a fucking dab will do you.
I don't know about the people in the room right now, but I'm getting a little restless. Waiting on Trump to make his appearance.
Trump punked CPAC.
It would be awesome if it ended up being like Sacha Baron Cohen or something that came out dressed up as Trump.
See, they said it was at the Hyatt Regency, but what he read was it was hot at Reggie's, and so he went to this fucking smoke shop. He's out there, standing out there in front of the smoke shop.
Rudy took him to the Hyatt Regency Lawn Care Center down the road.
Yeah. They're gonna
Dude,
give Nick Fuentes.
If you haven't seen Borat, though, Sacha Baron Cohen. Yes, I know I say it wrong.
That's okay.
Sacha Baron Cohen crashed CPAC last year.
Yes, he did. As Trump.
Yes.
With a blonde girl over his shoulder.
And him walking in there with the whole Klan outfit on was fantastic.
The whole movie was fucking brilliant. It was better than the first one.
Yes, way better than the first one. Not that the first one was bad, but this one was just another
It was just
level.
that much better. And the little teasers that we got of it throughout the year while he's doing his bits, and because they're from real life, that shit happened. That whole portion where he was at that country fair.
And then he won't do those characters anymore. He's like, no more undercover characters. I almost died. He swore off of it. So we don't get Bo Rad or Ali G or anything anymore, which sucks.
He did push it though, because he tried to go back as a reporter.
God damn. That's how fucking good he is. But like we played the video of him getting them to chant the inject him with the Wuhan flu. I thought it was for his Who Is America show, because I didn't recognize the character. but it was Borat dressed up as another character.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be people doing lives from outside. Oh, we're going to have content forever.
CPAC is going to dominate all the streams this week.
That is what this has all boiled down to. This side of the conservative party that comes with a fucking bullhorn is just to provide. Maybe that's the whole. Is that the whole fucking gig? Is that this is the bright shiny thing to distract us from the evil fucking people in the background doing? Because we're all look at this. Don't get that look in your face.
Who are the evil people in the background?
I don't know.
In that scenario,
Shiny.
Who are we distracting from?
I don't know. Who is there that isn't fucking loud? That has more power? Mitch McConnell.
You send people that want actual political coverage to me. I send the tailgate party people to you.
Oh, here we go. What's this?
Are
There's a motorcade.
finally...
What is this?
Is motorcade is just arriving?
With an amber lamp.
Are the reporters talking? Oh.
This guy's running around in the bushes.
They've got some song playing right now. That was one of the reasons why I didn't want to turn it up. I saw people dancing. I was afraid they were playing YMCA. Seriously, Trump is an hour late now.
What are you guys doing today besides losing all hope in humanity?
And I wonder, every other speaking slot has been like 15 minutes at CPAC. Trump's not going to speak for 15 minutes, is he?
No, it's going to be like 45 minutes.
That's what I was thinking. He at least goes 30.
But it's only 15 minutes worth of content because he says the same thing over 3 times.
Yes. We did indeed confirm the time zone. It was 3:44 Eastern Time was his scheduled appearance. Right Side Broadcasting even had a countdown until his speech.
Yep. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, I'm back like 5 hours now. So as you can see, there was the countdown. We are back about an hour and a half, and the countdown says 24 minutes. Mm-hmm. So we did indeed confirm the time zone. It is Trump who is late.
No, wouldn't that be fucking wild?
Did he just punch them out?
No, if all the Trump supporters storm the fucking convention.
Oh, now we've got YouTube fucked up.
You have angered it.
We're not live though. Gotta get the. There we go.
Right, Dave, because it's a no-lose situation if you're wrong.
I couldn't imagine that he wouldn't already be there though. Why? He's not even at the hotel yet?
It's 60-40.
And this isn't a good look as a political candidate. Here's you're setting the tone for your 2024 race. I would assume there's better security at that Hyatt than there was at the Capitol. I might have to just go cook some food. The sad part is I got to order groceries before I can cook some food. Because I ordered chicken breast last time, and they did not give me chicken breast.
What did they give you?
Nothing. They refunded the item.
Oh.
I didn't get anything, so I had no main course. Libertarians are cucks. Fuck libertarians. I don't know. I think somebody came into my stream and saw the flag behind me and thought it was the Gadsden flag. It is not, sir.
Read the flag.
It is my own original design that says right-wingers are morons.
Fine.
Right-wingers most certainly include libertarians, who are some of the absolute dumbest fucks walking the planet. So yes, I agree with you. Libertarians are indeed cucks. As if cuck is a bad thing. Hey, if you get your rocks off on seeing your woman get fucked, I've got no problem with it. Matter of fact, I might have even participated in that kind of scenario a couple times.
Well, I mean, to call somebody a cuck is also to insinuate that they do get their fuck on.
Not that I had people fuck my woman. No. That I was the guy fucking other people's women. What? It's happened a couple times. What? What'd you say before?
Oh, calling somebody a cuck insinuates that they do get their fuck on. At least they get their fuck on, and they're in a relationship.
There you go.
It's not the insult that people think it is. It's like calling somebody a pussy. It's just not the insult that people think it is.
Mm-hmm. And I would never be in a relationship, so I don't. Yeah. Libertarianism is just sucking on the corporate boot, pretty much. But even then, like, they'll go against. They might be. We might be getting ready here, guys. Them with their fucking music.
Is that Mike Lindell right there?
I think it is My Pillow guy. Taking pictures with the crowd. He is still not come on stage. It is an hour. Trump is an hour late.
I am so mad.
No,
at
that
myself
wasn't.
that I remember these people's fucking names and faces and why they're fucking who they are. Probably pushed so many childhood memories out of my brain to fucking restore that type of information.
Yeah, they were just chilling for My Pillow. Well, I mean, you know all about My Pillow because he's been very prominent here. Like, here we go. We have a Trump.
If tomorrow all the things
Fucking Lee Greenwood.
What? Oh God.
Go give the flag a hug. That was also the famous flag shot was from CPAC. I think 2 years ago, wasn't it? Or he's hugging the flag. I think that was CPAC 2019. The flag did not consent. It's another rape allegation against this man. Just throw it on the pile.
Literal and metaphorical.
Dave is convinced they're going to storm the convention center.
Grab the flag by the pole.
It is the same classic red tie. It is the same haircut. It is the same makeup. It is classic Trump. Just as you remember him.
hills of Tennessee.
Apparently Lee Greenwood actually likes this motherfucker and is down with the use of his song. Vintage Trump, as Michael Cole would say. Of course he's gonna say the election was stolen, but I hope Right Side Broadcasting cuts away. Of course he's going to say the election was stolen. He's going to play all the hits. Now, you would think this was a pre-prepared speech that he would be getting ready to give. But also, like, yeah, the people want, classic Trump, right? They want him to go up there and riff. Crazy Nancy.
Is there a teleprompter? I didn't see one.
I didn't see one either, but he might just stand around basking. He's missed this. He's missed having people clap for him.
Oh, he's been trapped in Mar-a-Lago for what, 2 months now?
They don't even like him at Mar-a-Lago, so he has been deprived of the adoration that he thrives on. It is WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump. Smoke him if you got him, guys.
Well, thank you very much. And hello, CPAC. Do you miss me yet? Do you miss me yet? A lot of things going on. To so many wonderful friends.
Wish you had a Twitter for the last couple months, honestly.
And all across our country, I stand before you today to declare that the incredible
The Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC.
We went through a journey like nobody else. There's never been a journey like it. There's never been a journey so successful. We began it together 4 years ago, and it is far from being over. We've just started. Our movement of proud, hard-working, and you know what this is? The hardest working people, hard-working American patriots, is just getting started. And in the end, we will win. We will win.
Mystical Hedgehog is cracking me up over here.
We've been doing a lot of winning. As we gather this week, we're in the middle of a historic...
OAN is jacking off.
America's culture and America's institutions, borders, and most cherished principles. Our security, our prosperity, and our very identity as Americans is at stake, like perhaps at no other time. So no matter how much...
I'm sure that the security is tighter at the convention center than it was at the Capitol.
To silence us, let there be no doubt, we will be victorious and America will be stronger and greater than ever before.
It certainly isn't, but his makeup never looks good either.
Friends Matt and Mercedes Schlapp.
Well, I shouldn't say. Media Winch, has Trump ever had his makeup looking good?
Conservative Union for hosting this extraordinary event. They're talking about it all over the world, Matt. I know you don't like that,
Face
but that's
should
okay.
match your neck.
All over the world. I also want to pay my love and respect to the great Rush Limbaugh.
Love and respect is a weird phrase coming out of Trump's mouth. I don't know that I'd ever heard him say that. I was taken aback.
Well, I mean, when he's talking about fucking
smiling
Nazis
down
and
on
people storming the
us,
Capitol,
he's
yeah.
watching and he's loving it, and he loves Catherine.
He did tell him that he loved him.
Being here, so great. Thank you, Catherine. He loved you, Catherine. I will tell you that. So fantastic. Thank you, Catherine, very much. To each and every one of you here at CPAC, I am more grateful to you than you will ever know. We are gathered this afternoon.
This is the best Rush has ever looked, ever.
Party in the future of our beloved country. For the next 4 years, the brave Republicans in this room will be at the heart of the effort to oppose the future of our beloved country. For the next 4 years, the brave Republicans in this room will be at the heart of the effort to oppose the radical Democrats, the fake news media, and their toxic cancel culture, something new to our ears, cancel culture. And I want you to know
Something new.
Continue to fight.
If only it was Rush, the 80s band.
We will do what
Rest in peace, Neil Peart. He was not a bigot.
We're not starting
Had
new
one of the
parties.
most beautiful drum sets in rock.
You know, they kept saying, he's going to start a brand new party. We have the Republican.
That's one of those bands. I have seen so many bands. That is one that I missed out on. Oh yeah, back to Trump. I'm
That
sorry.
was fake news. Fake news, no. Wouldn't that be brilliant? Let's start a new party and let's divide our vote so that you can never win. No, we're not interested in that. No, we have tremendous. Mr. McLaughlin just gave me numbers that.
There's the rebuke of the idea that he will start an independent party.
Those are great numbers, and I want to thank you very much. Those are incredible
Hear,
numbers.
hear, Hedgehog. I wish the Democrats were radical.
92%.
I wish the Democrats were the party that the Republicans say they
Thank
are.
everybody in this room and everybody all throughout the country, throughout the world, if you want to really know the truth. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
I've said it all along. A new party might very well emerge from this, but Trump is the Republican Party. There might be a constitutionalist party or a patriot party or something that does split off.
And
A splinter
indeed, it all
group.
leads to communism once and for all. That's what it leads to. You'll be hearing more and more about that as we go along, but that's what it leads to. You know that. We all knew that the Biden administration was going to be bad, but none of us even imagined just how bad they would be and how far left they would go. He never talked about this.
What?
Those wonderful debates, he would never talk about this. We didn't know what the hell.
I don't think bombing Syria is a far left position.
No.
I mean, I'm no political expert, but I'm just saying.
Talked about energy. I thought
They dropped the $15 minimum wage. Look how radical they are. They dropped the thing all the people wanted.
He wants windmills, the windmills. The windmills.
I'm with 16 tones on that one.
Joe Biden has had the most disastrous first month of any president in modern history. That's true. Already the Biden administration has proven that they are anti-job,
But what?
anti-family, anti-borders, anti-energy, anti-women, and anti-science. We have gone from America first.
What was it he said that one time? Science doesn't always know, or science doesn't know, or something.
There's no better example than the new and horrible crisis on our
Paradise
southern
or
border.
something.
We did such a good job.
A lot of projection.
Nobody's ever
Freak
seen
Greed says he still got it.
Now he wants it all to go to hell.
He's a little subdued.
When I left office just 6 weeks ago, we had created.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It was only a few weeks ago. He doesn't have that much ring rust on him.
Almost 500 miles of great border wall that helped us with these numbers, because once it's up, you know, they used to say a wall doesn't work. Well, you know what I've always said? Walls and wheels. Those are two things that will never change. The wall has been amazing. It's been.
Has he ever said that?
Sections of it to complete. They don't want to complete it.
Maybe
They don't want to
once.
complete little sections in certain little areas. They don't want to complete, but
Still got what? The syphilis?
that nobody would have.
He's got that Trumpy kind of magic.
That the Democrats' number one priority was to make sure that the wall would never ever get built, would never ever happen.
Freddie Mercury would rise from the grave and slap me for making
Ended
that
catch
joke.
and release, ended asylum fraud, and brought illegal crossings to historic lows. When illegal aliens trespass across our borders, they were promptly caught, detained.
Well, see, Kamala is actually a secret socialist.
Customers, I want to tell you, some rough customers.
So she's actually very anti-woman, don't you know?
It took the new administration only a few weeks to turn this unprecedented accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely. ACAB means Kamala too.
Humanitarian and
All
national
Kamalas are bad?
security disaster. By
Yeah.
recklessly eliminating our border. Security.
That's not true, because Kamala the wrestler is pretty cool.
We put into place. Joe Biden has triggered a massive flood of illegal immigration into our country, the likes of which we have never seen before. They're coming up.
He
by the
made
tens.
Ultimate Warrior like throw up this
They're all
black
coming
shit.
to take
Oh, that was
advantage
Papa Shango. My bad. I'm
of things that
fucking.
he said.
I'm fucking up my wrestling.
Imploring everybody to come to America. And we're one country. We can't afford.
The Americans know nothing about socialism. Americans can't define socialism. The average American can't define socialism.
Of promises and
Not a goddamn one of them can tell you what socialism
Perhaps
means.
Most of all, Joe Biden's decision to cancel border security has single-handedly launched a youth
Anything the Democrats do that they don't like, that's socialism.
child smugglers, vicious criminal cartels, and some of the most evil people.
I'm really stoned. That's what's wrong with me.
Every day, just turn on the news. You'll see it every day. Under my administration, we stopped the child smugglers. We dismantled the criminal cartels. We greatly limited drug and human trafficking to a level that nobody actually thought was possible, and the wall helped us a lot. And we protected.
What is he talking about? All those things are true if, like,
dangerous predators, and that's what they are.
you don't actually acknowledge facts.
But the Biden
But that's what this whole
administration
room
has
is full
put
of
the
people
vile
who do not
coyotes
do.
back in business, and it has done so in a very, very big way. Under the new administration, catch and release has been restored. Can you imagine? We worked so hard.
The gangs, one, it hasn't. It has. God, there's still kids in cages.
Rapists, they may be drug smugglers. You take their name and you release them into our country.
We're coming all the way full circle. This is like 2015 shit over here.
Illegal immigrants are now being apprehended and released along the entire southern border, just the opposite of
Are you trying to accuse us of romanticizing? What?
Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at
This is a hyper-capitalist country, sir.
hundreds of thousands,
Or
by
ma'am.
millions they'll be coming.
Or
The
they.
Biden administration is now actively expediting the admission of illegal migrants, enabling them to lodge frivolous asylum claims and admitting them by the thousands and thousands and thousands a day, crowded together in unsanitary conditions despite the ongoing economic and public health crisis, COVID-19, or as I call it, the China virus. There's no masks.
My face isn't big
There's
enough
no
to
double
roll my
masks.
eyes.
That was a new one that came out 2 weeks ago. First, Fauci said, you don't need masks, no masks, no good, no. Then all of a
Take a
sudden,
drink, he
now
said,
he wants
China.
double masks. No social distancing, no nothing, no nothing. They're together, and it's sad, actually, and it's sad for them, and it's sad for our country. What the Biden administration is doing to put
Are you saying like his hair is puffy like pubes or some shit?
traffickers and coyotes is dangerous, immoral, and indefensible.
I mean, the lighting
Hard
in
to
there
believe
is
it's
not
happening.
really very
Biden has
kind to
failed
him.
in his
I
number
can
one
see
duty as chief
through
executive,
that
enforcing
swoosh.
America's laws.
Well, this is also right side broadcasting, so their cameras are probably like each one. The white balance on those two different. They were two different white balances. Like
terms and to lose the White House decisively 4 years from now.
now that's a scary prospect. If Trump gets back into office, like it's over. There is no democracy anymore.
You might have to.
He will not give up power again.
I might have to remote in from fucking Italy.
Did you just say you had to remote in from Italy?
Like if Trump ever gets back in office again, like my dad is going to pick us all up.
Who knows?
And move us
I
all
may even
to
decide
fucking Italy.
to beat them
Okay,
for a third
okay.
time. Okay?
I mean, like, if you're trying to pick a country that doesn't have a history of fascism, though.
No, it's just they have enough money to buy a fucking like 20 acres in a villa.
I don't know, like, dude, like, I've actually read Marx, and, like, I'm not romanticizing Marx. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, dumb fucks love to use straw men.
And stopped all future construction even on small open sections that just needed to be finished up. Routine little work, it's already been bought. Wait till the contractors get to them and they say, no.
He is full of shit. Nothing has...
Than if we finished it.
It was 138 miles or something like that, and it was just like repurposed.
The executive order
Like they replaced fencing with like bigger
He
fencing.
has effectively ordered a shutdown of ICE, halting virtually all deportations. Everyone murdered.
I wish.
No more. Let's not deport people. And restricting our law enforcement professionals, and they are great.
He's referring to the 100-day moratorium on deportations, which a judge struck down.
Immigration enforcement of any kind. The Biden policy of releasing criminals into the U.S. interior is making America into a sanctuary nation where criminals, illegal immigrants, including gang members,
It's not true. I wish it was.
American communities. They have no idea who's coming up. And remember, with the caravans, these countries, not only the three of them, but many, many countries.
I'm more worried about assholes like you than some fucking poor Mexican dude.
Because they're intelligent. They're not giving us their best and their finest. Remember I said that. I said that a long time ago when I made the first remarks, when I came down the escalator with our great future First Lady.
Ivanka?
Who says hello.
He had some help constructing the speech.
But I said that a long time ago, and we turned out to be 100%.
What's his name? Stephen
correct.
Miller.
Biden's radical immigration policies aren't just illegal.
Steve Bannon.
They're immoral, they're heartless, and they are a betrayal of our nation's core.
Oh, I'm sure. I bet Melania's in New York.
Don't.
The Republican Party must hold.
I'm surprised she hasn't left him yet.
accountable. They ripped up the diplomatic agreements we negotiated with Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador to shut down illegal immigration. You know, they got a...
He does. He mentions it as if he descended from heaven.
When I came into office, those countries were...
That really was like the magical moment on the start of that ride.
MS-13, the most vicious, probably of them all. No matter where you go.
And this speech has been a throwback to that speech in a lot of ways.
So I asked, how much do we pay these countries? How much do we pay them? Sir, we pay them approximately $500 million a year. It's a lot of money. I mean, it's peanuts compared to the way other countries rip us off, but that's a lot of money. I said, okay, we aren't going to pay them anymore because they wouldn't take back the criminals. And this was true with the Obama administration. It was true for many, many years. So we'd catch a murderer.
Why does he
we'd
always
want to
seem
bring
like
him
he's
back
gonna
to
spit his
Guatemala,
upper plate out?
Honduras, El Salvador. They wouldn't take him back. No, we don't want him.
Maybe because he might.
Would bus them in. They wouldn't let the buses get anywhere near the border.
You saw Louis Gohmert spit out his tooth,
So
didn't
after
he?
I said that, and I stopped payment, you know, like a term that we use in the world of business.
I would be amazed if Dave didn't play that at some point in time.
They were delinquent.
That happened maybe
And they very
4
quickly
weeks
came to the
ago.
table and we made a deal, very quick deal.
I might have missed that show.
We still kept the money. We still didn't pay because... But we made a deal. And when illegal aliens came across our border, they were rapidly deported and lovingly accepted by those countries from where they came. And it worked out great. So now they accept the people. And then we
All the wars of mass migration due to that? I mean, do you think those things ended under Trump? Because they certainly didn't.
They couldn't believe what they were getting away with. But now Joe Biden...
We're pretty anti-imperialist on this stream, sir. Ma'am. They.
They're already doing what they were doing before, and they're taking the money.
Dude.
And that's just a small
Dude's a
portion.
good
Duder.
To top it all off,
I had a pot dealer that used to call me Duder all the time. Hey, Duder. I miss him.
aliens, while massively expanding chain migration. That's where you come in and everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily.
God
so-
forbid people want to
so
have their
crazy.
family with
So
them.
crazy. It even requires that the U.S. government provide illegal border crossers with taxable funded lawyers. Anybody need a good lawyer? You can't have one. They get the lawyers. They get lawyers. They're probably very good, too. The Democrat immigration bill is a globalist corporate. You take a look at the corporatists.
I mean,
Big tech attack
some
on
people's
hardworking
grandmothers.
citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Like, my grandmother was a good Christian woman.
It never
Reed Creed's grandmother, however, like,
federal law, which is what they want to do.
she was hardcore. Everyone may have came in her.
In the party,
I still would.
we have to stand
She's a fine-looking lady.
for law-abiding Americans and others when they're in our country. Border security is just one of the many issues on which the new administration has already betrayed the American people.
Hello Kitty Big Fun. Hello there. Hello Kitty S1UT.
He signed with those.
I think those are like donations to Right Side Broadcasting going across the bottom. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Him and the press, because they're fake news. They're the biggest fakers there are. But the press refused to ask the questions. And when I asked the questions on television, on the debate, Chris Wallace in this case and others
in debates, you don't get to
refused
ask
to let him answer. They refused to let him answer the questions. Maybe we could have found something.
Fake news,
or
that's
if the
another
media
drink.
did its job, which they don't. Their callous indifference to working family is equally clear when it comes to the critical matter of getting America's children back to school.
Another bong rip.
And they must get back and get back right now. Right now. Crazy.
Get back to where you... Oh, I'm sorry.
Get back to where you want belong.
Terrible. The Biden administration is actually bragging about the classroom education they are providing to migrant children on the border, while at the same time millions of American children are having their futures destroyed by Joe Biden's anti-science.
Or they, like, I keep up with politics, and I don't remember Biden bragging about
Students on the border.
providing education to immigrants. I wish...
People,
I have no problem with it, though.
citizens themselves, are not
I mean,
getting
if you're going to
education
detain them,
that they deserve. There's no reason.
Yeah,
whatsoever
school
why
them.
The vast majority of young Americans should not be back in school immediately.
This is like, this is the Republican Party. He's up here saying, like, I'm against school for people that... for children we have detained, innocent children.
Sold out America's children to the teachers' unions. His position is morally...
Well, I don't even know what that means. I wish he sold out America to the teachers' union.
America's youth, and he is cruelly keeping our children locked in their homes. No reason for it whatsoever. They want to get out.
There is a reason, sir. It's called coronavirus. You had it. You almost died from it. You stupid fuck. You probably would have if you weren't the president.
It's a scandal of the highest order and one of the most craven acts by any president in our lifetimes. It's the teachers' union. It's the vote.
He just killed at least 400,000 people, and he wants to talk about a craven act.
And I'll bet you a lot of the people...
I'm being generous.
...agree with everything I'm saying, even the New York Times.
Not attributing the whole 500,000 to him.
The mental and physical health of these young people is reaching a breaking point. Tragically, suicide attempts have skyrocketed, and student depression is now commonplace and at levels that we've never seen before.
Give families money
Say we have to pass their
so they stay home and they don't have a virus, and we get this shit back going in a couple of months instead of fucking
You know where it's going. It's
pissing around and letting it go wild and keep having spikes the way we do and having to keep shutting shit down and businesses keep going under.
From the COVID
Imagine.
bills that were passed last year.
when
I want to go back to concerts.
along with your fucking
open,
check,
get them open
they
now.
sent
It's a
you
great thing to do.
a letter or an email with a list of public places that need upgrades and infrastructure upgrades like ventilation. They need material handlers. They need HVAC experts and electricians and carpenters, and just flat out stated the wages for those jobs. This, and this, and this. $20 an hour, $25 an hour, $30 an hour.
A modern day
and a phone number
Some
or a
say it's the
website or
greatest
something.
thing to happen.
I think the government should always guarantee everyone a job, a good paying job.
Well,
keeps the private sector honest.
Right. But if we're going to, I guess maybe this is like this is almost like a redistributing the workforce thing, right?
If you're sick,
I'm sorry, I'm talking over Trump. This is a good idea, though.
FDR style jobs program. I'm with you.
under our administration. It would have taken any other president at least 5 years, and we got it done in 9 months. Everyone says 5 years, so 5 years. Can you imagine if you had to go through what all of the countries of the world who are now getting the vaccine or soon will be getting it from various companies, but can you imagine if all of those countries had to go through what they've been going through over the last year? You'd lose hundreds of millions of people. I push the FDA like they have never.
Is he taking responsibility for what he did?
They have never been pushed like I pushed them. I didn't like them at all. But once we got it done, I said, I now love you very much. What the Trump administration has done with vaccines has, in many respects, perhaps saved large portions of the world, not only our...
I totally agree with you, but isn't Medicare kind of the starting base for Medicare for all?
Not only did we push the FDA far beyond what the bureaucrats wanted to do, we also...
I'm just being a smart ass.
Billions of dollars, $10 billion.
For a new expansion, yes.
Vaccines before we knew they were going to work. It was called a calculated bet or a calculated risk. We took a risk.
We save it for after.
Because if we didn't do that, you still wouldn't have the vaccines. You wouldn't have them for a long time. So think of that. We took this bet. We made a bet because we thought we were on a certain track. But you'd be starting to make them right now. It'd be a long time before you ever saw them. It takes 60 to 100 days to manufacture and inspect new doses. And that means that 100% of the increased availability that we have now was initiated by our administration. 100%. In fact, the director of National Institutes of Health, Francis Collins, he's Fauci's boss, actually. I think he's a Democrat, too, by the way. Recently said that our Operation Warp Speed was absolutely breathtaking and that the Trump administration deserves full credit, which we do.
Well, I mean, you're taking it, so.
And as conservatives and Republicans, never forget that we did it. Never let them take the credit because they don't deserve the credit. They just followed now. They're following our plan, but this has been something that they call it an absolute miracle. Joe Biden.
They have no self-awareness.
Plan that we put in place, and if we had an honest media, which we don't, they would say it loud and clear. By the time I left that magnificent house at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, almost 20 million Americans had already been vaccinated. 1.5 million doses were administered on my final day alone. 1.5 million in a day. Yet Biden said just a few days ago that when he got
we were at less than 1 million a day. We are up to like 1.7 million a day vaccinations.
Say it again, Joe. Now, I don't think he said that, frankly, in a malicious way. I really don't. I actually believe he said that because he didn't really know what the hell was happening.
Oh, there's a Sleepy Joe reference.
Everybody take a drink.
Never let them forget this was us. We did this. And the distribution is moving along according to our plan. And it's moving along really well. We had the military, what they've done, our generals and all of the people, what they've done is incredible. But remember, you know, we took care of a lot of people, including, I guess, on December 21st, we took care of Joe Biden because he got his shot. He got his vaccine. He forgot. It shows you how unpainful that vaccine shot is. So everybody go get your shot.
For the virus that is a hoax,
It wasn't
and
very
it's just
traumatic,
going to go
obviously,
away.
but he got his shot.
You're going
it's
to take
good that he
credit
got
for
his
the.
Last year, I predicted to you that the extremism, corruption, and incompetence of the Biden administration would be literally unprecedented in American history. Unfortunately, he has proven me 100% right. Already, as president, Biden has urged Congress to pass legislation shredding your Second Amendment. Your Second Amendment is in far bigger trouble than you know. And for 4 years, I fought like hell to save your Second Amendment. And we saved it 100%.
I don't even know what bill he's talking. Like, what? There's no proposal.
Politically correct, far-left indoctrination trainings in every department of the federal government, including the U.S. military, after I had terminated these horrible things that were being preached to our military. And he wants it to go forward. It's
don't hate
insane.
black people?
Within his first few hours,
Don't
Biden
grab
eliminated our
women where they
national
don't-
security
don't
travel
grab, just
bans
don't.
on nations plagued by terrorism. His first priority
Fascism is bad.
our borders
Fascism
to
is
unvetted
bad.
travelers from Libya, Yemen, Syria, Somalia, and many
Don't
other
do a war
countries where
crime.
strict vetting cannot occur. Countries that have tremendous problems, countries with tremendous terrorism problems. We did a travel ban. It was a real achievement. We
The
told
crowd
them,
doesn't exactly look
"Sorry,
enthralled.
Straighten out your act. We don't want people coming in where they had an ideology or a problem. We just couldn't have it. And it was incredible how it worked was incredible. And he terminated it. We had to get it approved. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court of the United States. We got it approved, and he terminates it. In addition, he's already increased refugee admissions by nearly 10 times, but in effect, it'll soon be hundreds of times as millions of people flow up.
Seriously, that's all it is.
And by the way, the Border Patrol and ICE, these are some of the great heroes of our country. These are incredible people. I got to know them very well. Your family still cannot go out to eat.
I at least saw a couple people wearing masks.
But Joe Biden is bringing in thousands upon thousands.
They were told to wear masks, though. Why weren't all of them? They were given their little, in somebody else's house, you got to pep talk.
We don't have health records. What are they bringing in with them? When I left office, we had virtually ended the endless wars. These endless wars, they go on forever. They go on forever.
The people of Yemen would disagree with you, sir, about you ending wars.
The parents and
These so-called peace deals you signed were actually arms agreements with the UAE
in Afghanistan, we have it
and
down.
Saudi Arabia.
Nothing left, and I hear they might want to go back in. Iraq. Remember I used to say, don't go in, but if you're going to go in, keep the oil. Well, we went in and we didn't keep the oil. We had made historic peace deals in the Middle East, like nobody thought were even possible.
There were no peace deals. They were arms deals. He called it was normalization of relations so he could sell fucking bomber jets.
And by the way, not one American soldier has been killed in Afghanistan in over a year. Think of that. Not one.
I thought he was getting ready to say no American soldier died. I'm like, that's not true.
The new administration unilaterally withdrew our crippling.
He wanted to attack Iran. They talked him out of
giving
it.
away all of America's leverage before
He wanted to attack Iran after the election.
Leave the
In
sentence.
Afghanistan in over a
Does
year.
anybody understand what I'm
Because
saying?
he's been operating in Africa.
Are there any good
He just
business
wanted to
people? You don't
start
have to be a good. Are there
or
any bad
just
business
be
people?
a
They took off the
true
sanctions.
A wag the dog.
They took
that
off the
commanded a
sanctions. They said,
fucking-
well, we're going to not have any
Yeah.
sanctions. Let's negotiate a deal. I don't know, Matt Schlapp. I don't think you would have done that. Do you think so, Matt? I don't think so. Mercedes wouldn't have.
Who?
No, you
Mercedes
do that,
is
you
a
make
prostitute
deal
you
and
slept
then you
with
do what
last
they
night.
wanted. I will tell you something, and I said it.
He hired a prostitute. He didn't actually sleep with her.
The results
Manifest
would have been
destiny.
much different, and we would have had a deal. We would have had a deal with
He is
Iran
very brown.
within the first week. They wanted those sanctions off. He took them off for nothing. For nothing. Now you watch how tough they negotiate. In another horrendous surrender, he agreed to get back into the World Health Organization for approximately 500
Because health,
million
that's
dollars,
bad.
which is
Health
what we were
bad.
paying. When I withdrew from the
Schooling children, bad. That's what we've gotten from the
They called it
speech.
badly.
Yeah.
They really are puppets for China. They called and they wanted us to stay in. I said, how much are we paying? Approximately $500 million. How much is China paying? A much larger in terms of population country. Sir, they're paying $39 million. I said, why are we paying $500 million and they're paying $39? I could tell you why. Because the people that made the deal are stupid. That's why. So
imagine having the balls to be Trump and call somebody
and
else
I had
stupid.
no idea how popular it was. I didn't
Yep.
even know if I would be able to politically because people were so happy.
Well,
with
he believes he's the smartest person in the world.
But I said, so we went in, we could get it for $39 million, which is what China, not $500 million, which is what we were stupidly paying. And they said, we can make a deal. We want you to go in. We can make a deal. Okay, and I decided not to do it. But we could have had it for 39. We could have had it for the same as China. And they decide now to go back into the World Health Organization. And
No one is 100% responsible for the COVID situation.
This is just
The rampant spread within the United States is 100% Trump's responsibility.
Yes.
Why would China pay $39 million and we're paying almost $500 million? Why? So we could have made the same deal that China had, $39 million, and they just say, we're going back in. We're going back into the World Health Organization. They go back in, they pay $500. It is so sad. Just like the Iran and the World Health Organization, Joe Biden put the United States back into the very unfair and very costly Paris Climate Accord without negotiating a better deal. They wanted us so badly back in.
It's negotiate a better deal. It's about reducing carbon emissions.
You must come back into the Paris.
Better deal is less carbon emissions.
China doesn't kick in for 10 years. Russia goes by an old standard, which was not a clean standard, and other countries, but we get hit right from the beginning. It would have cost us hundreds of thousands and millions of jobs. It was a disaster. But they go back in. I could have made an unbelievable deal and gone back in, but I didn't want to do that. Surrendering millions of jobs and trillions of dollars.
Because you couldn't do it because you're full of shit.
Almost all of them that were in the
This guy that's supposedly so good at making deals was shit at every deal he tried to make.
Yeah.
To go back in, they wanted us so bad.
Including in North Korea where he gave up the war games exercises and got nothing in return. Nothing.
So I don't know why we have to.
You got a pen pal.
And what good does it do when we're clean, but China's not, and Russia?
You think they played with each other's little puds?
So they're pouring fumes. You know, the world is actually a small piece of the universe, right? They're pouring fumes.
He offered Kim Jong-un a ride back on Air Force One. He wanted to let the North Korean dictator
if they were going to go back
ride on Air Force One.
But they could have made
Can
a
you?
great
I wish he had
deal.
of. Can you imagine the uproar if that happened?
And in one of his first official acts,
would it have even done anything?
which was incredible because, again, he talked about energy. He never said
The
Knowing what we
media
know
would have had
now?
a field day with it.
But that
destroying
Mitch McConnell would have been like, "Hey, comrade," you know, like
the 8,000 or the 9,000
and not cared.
11,000 jobs that you hear.
Obviously it's never a bridge too far with the Republicans.
Yeah. They just find a slick way around it.
Because he wouldn't have gotten away with
And
it.
are cleverly placed
I
like
knew-
Scientologists.
Cognitive dissonance is a hell of a drug. They're able to
cult,
convince
dude.
themselves of some stupid shit.
You can frack. Oh, we love fracking. During the primary, no fracking. As soon as he got through that.
Fracking is such a funny
Of course,
word.
everybody can frack. No frack.
It is.
You wait till you see what happens
That's
with
the
your
word that I used
gasoline. Wait till you
when I
see
was
what
a kid
happens.
when I
and
couldn't say
we cannot
fucking.
let this stuff continue to go on. One of my proudest accomplishments as president was to make America energy independent. The United States became the #1 energy superpower on earth.
That happened under Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks,
Became
Obama.
#1. Bigger than Saudi Arabia, bigger than Russia by a lot. We left them all in the dust. They were all in the dust. But if the Democrats have their way, we are heading from energy dominance.
The Democrats have their way. They'll do what they did before and save the economy.
Closed up. It's a disaster. The blackouts we saw in California last summer and all the time, and the windmill calamity that we're witnessing in Texas. Great state of Texas. We love Texas. But it's so sad when you look at it. That'll just be the start. How bad is wind power?
The governor is a hardcore Trumpist. The two senators
CPAC,
are
remember
hardcore
last I said,
Trumpists.
What's the president? Well, Alice, the wind isn't blowing. I don't believe we'll have any electricity. Remember, we would kid, but I wasn't actually kidding. It's such an important. It's such
Texas
an
has its own
expensive
power
form
grid.
of energy. It's so bad for the environment. It kills the birds. It destroys the landscapes. And remember,
He hates windmills because they wanted to put some up next to his golf course in Scotland.
We're out all over the country. You see them.
And he threw a fucking fit about it.
They're rusting. How this is environmental.
Because he was saying the thing about the birds back then.
Many, many times more than natural gas, which is
And the
clean. It costs
noise
any more
gives
than-
you
and can
cancer.
Fuel our great factories. Wind can't do that. And solar, I love solar, but it doesn't have the capacity to do what we have to do to make America great again. Sorry, it just doesn't have it. Under the radical Democrat policy.
I didn't know the sun was like a gigantic nuclear reactor. No.
And we'll go to $5, $6, $7, and even higher. So enjoy that when you go to the pump, and they'll say, that'll be about $200 to fill up your van. You'll go to this, remember they used to go to the little small vans? They got away from the big
They
ones.
don't even care about facts. They just say shit. And then idiots like get in the chat and just repeat it mindlessly.
Give
Energy prices
them
go through the roof, and that
money.
includes your electric bills. That includes any bill having to do with
Hand
energy.
over fist. Give them fucking money.
We will
Oh yeah, he's sending out text messages and emails. Like there's a fucking email bomb right now, right?
This guy's done for Russia. I had oil where they were actually paying you to take it, okay? You know, that was a little... Remember, they were going to give you $37 a barrel, but you had to take it away. You had free oil almost for a period of time, and one way I was proud of it, but we also had to save the energy industry, and it worked out well. And I dealt with Russia and Saudi Arabia.
What?
Back on production, and we got it back up.
What?
But now it's going the opposite, because now they're taking this incredible energy independence away from the people of our country, and you're going to see costs go like you
And they
have
did
never
it in just 6 weeks.
It's a very sad and very stupid thing that they're doing. The Biden policies are a massive win for other oil-producing countries and a massive loss.
And I will say, right-wingers are fucking morons.
Joe Biden and the Democrats are even pushing policies that would destroy...
As a conservative, it's getting harder and harder to not look like a kook.
I'll even throw in a little Rudy.
Broken in women's
think
sports.
we're-
Hate to
we're
say that,
fools?
ladies, but got a lot of new records. They're being
Yes, yes I do.
You know, for years, the weightlifting.
Totally.
Every ounce is like a big deal for many years. All of a sudden, somebody comes along and beats it by 100 pounds. Boom, boom. Now, young girls and women are incensed that they are now
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I don't.
biological
playing with
males.
sound bites.
It's not good for women. It's not good for women.
Oh, he's on the trans fucking
So
thing.
hard to get to where they are.
He's gonna tell us he identifies as a
Even
helicopter.
decades are now being smashed with
identifies
ease.
as a-
Smashed. If
Yeah,
this
pacifism is bad, and I will totally kick your ass, dude.
will die, they'll end. It'll end. What coach? if I'm
Just
a
saying.
coach, you know, I want to be a great coach. What coach, as an example, wants to recruit a young woman to compete if her record can easily be broken by somebody who was born a man. Not too many of those coaches around, right? They are around. They won't be around long because they're going to have a big problem when their record is, we're 0-16, but we're getting better.
All the trans people I know are like dainty little
We
women,
must protect the integrity of
or fucking women that are hunking men like now. I don't know this honking man posing as a dainty woman. That doesn't happen.
Like, is there more than like 3 or 4 like
don't
highly
even know.
publicized examples of
Is
this
that
ever?
controversial?
Honestly,
No. Somebody
No.
said,
No.
that's going to be very controversial. I said, that's okay. You haven't heard anything yet.
And I don't care, and they make such an issue about it.
it doesn't fucking. It's
And
not
they
even something
also
that
like
matters.
Republicans act like kids just get naked in front of each other in locker rooms all the
Our
time.
mission. And for us, it's our movement.
Like I did all kinds of extracurricular activities in school. Never once did I get naked in front of another student. That doesn't happen.
Who's ever seen a movement like this? I'd grow up and I'd watch
The lighting, the cameras from Right Side Broadcasting, it's like maybe his makeup is bad. His hair looks nice though, like as nice as Trump's hair can look.
He is awfully shiny though. I think he did use that extra bronzer,
The
that Mount
task for our
Rushmore
movement
bronzer.
And our party is to stand up to this
Makes him look like
destructive agenda
fucking
with
TikTok
confidence and
from
with resolve.
Return to Oz.
The future of the Republican Party is as a party that defends the social, economic,
Might
and
be bringing it on
cultural
home
interests and
now.
values of working American families of every race, color, and creed. That's why the party is growing so rapidly and is becoming a different party. And
It's not growing at all. They have lost members since the 6th
There's such love. The flags.
by the thousands. I honestly don't know that he has a coalition that could win an election again.
That's right. No, it's a party that's incredible. The people, the spirit.
Especially after COVID gets finished killing like most of his base.
Spirit now than there's ever been, including
You know,
even
I was gonna
before
say that,
the
but-
election. More spirit now than we've ever seen because people are seeing how bad
One
it can
reason
be.
why the party is
And
shrinking.
again, I want to thank Rush and
He's already wiped quite a few of them out.
some people.
And I don't doubt that he gets COVID again. That will not surprise me. You will see that headline in 2021. Trump gets COVID for a second time.
Something that we need and we love. Republicans believe that the needs of every
He'll get one of
citizen
them weird variants.
must come first. In fact,
Hopefully.
must come first. We don't put it first. They don't put it first. Over the past 4 years, my administration delivered for Americans.
I honest to God think that the January 6th was a bridge too far for at least enough of them
raised wages and
to neuter him politically.
American, Hispanic American, Asian
I
American,
hope. God, I hope.
ever recorded. It was
It's a small percentage. I will grant you that, but I think it's enough because it was a slim margin to begin with.
We are leading the world. Nobody's even close.
His support was a slim margin. He barely fucking won in
That's because
2016.
the financial and economic foundation we built was so strong that unlike other countries who are having a hard time,
So I do think the 1.5, 2 points, 3 points he may have lost over the Capitol attack are enough to prevent him from being able to do anything electorally.
actually.
Yeah.
He owns the Republican Party, though. He can't win a national election.
Trumpism, a new term being used more and more. I'm hearing that term more and more.
And I guess that's a good thing for us.
But what it means is great deals, great trade deals, great ones. Not deals where we give away everything, our jobs, our money. Like the USMCA replacement of the horrible NAFTA. NAFTA was one of the worst deals ever made, probably the worst trade deal ever made. And we ended it. You know, a lot of people forget. We ended it. Now we have the USMCA. MCA.
I analyzed that deal on the Troll Patrol. It's virtually the same deal.
Did you see grain prices
as
grain
NAFTA?
Sales are at an all-time high. Wheat all-time high.
But everybody's
People are making bread in their fucking houses in COVID.
Close in Iowa. Well, it wasn't close. We won.
What were you saying, Witch?
Iowa.
Oh, people's
Because
fucking
our
crops are
farmers know
frozen.
they put up with it, and we did a lot of work with the tariffs
Like,
and all these
Yeah, that happened.
things to get it, and now the farmers.
So you're talking about wheat
fucking-
being up, like people were making bread.
means low taxes and eliminating job-killing regulations, Trumpism. It means strong borders, but people coming into our country based on a system of merit, so they come in and they can help us, as opposed to coming here and not being good for us, including criminals, of which there are many. It means no riots in the streets. It means law enforcement.
I don't know who I would want put in like charge of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Protection for the Second Amendment and the right to keep and bear arms.
I think you're being facetious anyway.
Support for the forgotten men and women who have been taken advantage of for so many years, and they were doing great. They were doing great before that horrible.
Do not forget that he is speaking on a Nazi symbol right now.
You know, if you think about it, we built the economy twice. We built
Just to point that out,
and
because
every other country in the world, it
right wingers couldn't be any more on the nose.
higher in many ways. Certainly in the stock market, it's higher in many ways than it was before. That's because of the foundation, and no country comes even close to competing with our comeback. And it means a strong military.
I don't think that's true at all.
Of our vets, but a strong military, which we have.
Well, yeah, if we had some sort of independent
and our military
third party that we could put in charge of something like that.
It was tired, it was depleted, it was obsolete, and now we have the best brand new equipment ever
But I
made.
mean, it doesn't like
It was all produced right here in the USA. Isn't that
right wing isn't going to care about any recommendations anyway.
And we take care of our vets. You know, we had a poll recently just before leaving office. The vets had a 91% approval rating for the way we took care of them. That's the highest number in the history of the polls.
I have no clue what he is talking about.
On top of all of that, we have even created the Space Force, the first new branch of the United States military.
We need to really take lessons from Germany. You are correct about our Nazi problem.
The party is to promote socialism. They want to promote socialism, ultimately leading, unfortunately.
But they've also got a bubbling right wing
You look at some of these countries. That's why some of our biggest
coming to prominence in Germany right now.
South America, Latin America, because they've seen what goes on with all of this cancel culture, and you can't speak.
Weird shit going on in Poland.
Let's not give them words. The mission of our movement and of the Republican.
It is amazing how right wingers say shit that is so Nazi-like, and they don't even fucking know it.
And a great
like you hear cultural Marxism, like you have no that's cultural Bolshevikism. Like it's the same fucking shit the Nazis said.
Yeah.
Their party is based upon.
They're like, no, because I'm in America, so it's Americanism.
You see that happening? It's horrible. The way they
I ain't no German.
America has
Our party is based on
Nazi history that it does not want to acknowledge.
the belief that this is an exceptional nation blessed by God.
Well, I think that's any sort of totalitarian or fascist regime is to allocate resources to their in-group, whatever that in-group is, whether it be a nationalistic stance or whether it be a ethnic stance or a political stance,
and of course,
an oligarchy, whatever.
Our great American flag.
I'll piss on that flag.
Before I light it on fire.
Hey, respect the flag, he says.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
As he stands on a Nazi symbol. We just need more, like, the education.
Thank you very much. So nice. I started that hearing. We really were getting word of that, hearing that during some of the rallies, especially the latter rallies where we set records. We had 56 unbelievable packed rallies. And
this is what gets his dick hard, right?
We love
56 super spreader
events. I asked
events.
somebody, because we really liked Ronald Reagan, right? He was a great president. We had others. But I said, did anybody ever say that to Ronald Reagan or to any of our great? And to the best of all of these...
Ronald Reagan would have been like, what are you talking about, bozo the chimp? What?
An honor.
Would have thought he was on a Hollywood set in the fucking 50s.
That's a great honor. When you think about we love you, you're saying that about...
People said a lot of shit to Ronald Reagan. He didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Maybe I hate to admit it, but it's an honor that you would say it. We believe in patriotic education and strongly oppose the radical indoctrination of America's youth. It's horrible.
Patriotic education sounds like radical indoctrination, if you ask me.
And to upholding the Judeo-Christian values of our founders and of our founding.
Not true. The founders were predominantly deists.
We embrace free thought. We stand up to political correctness.
You can't embrace free thought if you just said you were like Judeo-Christian values. It's
reject cancel
No, those
culture.
No.
Antithetical. Antithetical. I don't know, I'm really stoned. Did I get the word right? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Safeguard. And we affirm that the Constitution
Come on, Chad, help us out. There's
exactly
nothing here.
what it says, as written, as
I think antithetical is the word I was looking for.
They want to change it. They want to change it. They want to get rid of it, frankly. We believe in law.
What do we want to change? Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Law enforcement are heroes who truly deserve our absolute.
Yeah, I do want to change them and get rid of them. That's for sure. ACAB motherfucker. Defund the police.
Standing up to China, shutting down outsourcing, bringing back our factories and supply chains, and ensuring that America, not China, dominates the future of the world.
Are you damn right?
And by the way, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars from
The evangelical vote is overrepresented in this crowd right now.
It was a one-way street. We took in hundreds of billions, and during negotiations, they would say, look, the one thing...
10 Cent is like a fucking Chinese company, isn't it? But I don't think he's talking about that.
And what happened is they became competitive. So what happened with people
Maybe he
that would
is.
go to China, they'd build a lot of it back in our country. They would make it here instead. And in addition to that,
most
we would
people
take it
named
in
Joyce are
billions
scrolling
and billions
along that
and billions
thing
of
down
dollars
there.
from China. But in all fairness to China,
Joyce.
we made a trade deal with them. This was prior to COVID. Once COVID happened,
You think they're made up names?
so much about the trade deal because what happened with that was just disgraceful.
I don't know where they usually hold
That's one
CPAC.
of the things. That's one of the reasons that right now our farmers are doing so good. I used to sell China, look, go and get a lot of wheat, get a lot of different things, all of the things we just
This is
talked
actually the
about.
first time I paid this much attention to
This
CPAC.
country
This is the first time I've had a political talk show
fairly by
while
you for
CPAC was
many,
going
many
on, though.
years. Many
Oh my
years.
God.
We used to lose
Here Ben Shapiro came out.
$504
It was all
billion
turned down for
trade
what?
deficit with China.
We were like,
$504 million a lot,
really?
right? You know that through the World Health.
I wanted to debate Ben Shapiro at like a Politicon or something sometime. Holy
You
shit, I wanted to
cannot
get
smoke
that.
weed. You have to be able to talk fast to debate Ben Shapiro.
Oh, yeah, well, like, yeah.
It's amazing that you still have a country.
That'd be
I
a
mean,
sober
look how
morning
good
for
I
you.
do. Look how good I do, stoned out of my mind. No, I have to have smoked weed, but like, I have to have smoked weed like 30, 45 minutes before so that I'm down enough to where I'm like on point.
They should be tariffed, fined, and
Oh, like, my body is just THC. You could like cut me up and put me on like a hookah or something, smoke me up.
When I die, 100%, have me cremated, and grow me in fucking pot plants and fucking ashes. Throw my ashes in your pot plants because it is saturated.
It really is a threat. It's a tremendous economic.
Well, Mergen, like, I don't have to write down talking points because I do this. So, like, I fucking spent years arguing on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've got like stock responses to everything already.
The Republican Party in the years ahead. Very simple. It's really quite simple, isn't it? Another one of the most.
That's like a brain.
We
internet
will
tab,
make
like
an ass out of you,
14,
sir.
15.
Ma'am, they.
Dude.
I don't want to, and like, when I raided Jack the other night, she misgendered somebody, like, she called, Whitney a dude.
Such a disgrace.
So, like, I want to be mindful of gendering people properly.
We must pass.
I would totally smoke a hash made out of somebody that requested me
do it
to.
now. The Democrats use the China virus.
That's the kind of like spiritualism I'm into. Like somebody requests me to smoke their ashes made into hash. Fuck yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
It had a massive impact on the election. Again, you have to go to the legislatures to get these approvals. This alone would have easily changed the outcome of the election at levels that you wouldn't have even believed. Even with COVID, even with all of the things, the numbers are staggering.
It's not a word, but it's a hyphen. Like it's a compound. A hyphen.
The 2020 election be repeated or happen.
Like you can do that. Like it's not a violation of grammar, right? Like the fucking writers just do whatever the fuck they want.
So greatly with other countries and with the world. We need election integrity and election reform immediately. Republicans should be the party of honest election.
Wait, are you saying they misspelled it?
Confidence in the future of our country. Without honest elections, who has confidence? Who has confidence? This issue is being studied and
holy shit! They misspelled the title of their.
Where ballots are indiscriminately poured.
I want them to take the long shot again so we can see this.
Tens of millions of ballots. Where are they coming from? They're coming all over the place. Where illegal aliens.
Merkin says that Uncanceled has 2 L's in it.
And many other horrible things are happening.
And they only used 1 L.
That are too voluminous to even mention.
I mean, right wingers are fucking morons.
Yeah.
The level of dishonesty is not to be believed. We have a very sick and
it wouldn't surprise me if it's some fucking 20-something-year-old that didn't spell check.
The Supreme Court and other courts didn't want to do anything about it.
They did only use 1 L. Jesus Christ, that deserves another snake. Right-wingers are fucking morons. Dumbest fucks walking the planet.
If you just take that one element where they didn't go through legislatures, it's illegal. You can't do it. It's in the Constitution. They didn't have the courage, the Supreme Court. They didn't have the courage to act, but instead used process and lack of standing.
You appointed a bunch of judges.
I was told the President of the United States has no standing. It's my election. It's your election. We have no standing. We had almost 20, if you think of it, we had almost 20 states go into the Supreme Court so that we didn't have a standing problem. They rejected it. They rejected it. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Because it was bullshit. You should be ashamed of yourself. I wish right-wingers felt shame. Please be embarrassed. Please, if you're a right-winger watching this stream, please learn to be embarrassed. This shit is embarrassing.
You had the case led by the great state of Texas.
64 courts rejected his argument.
To do what should be done.
And he still gets up on this stage and has the audacity to make the argument the election was stolen from him.
Local politicians change the rules. In some cases, a day or two before the election.
We knew
This
he
should
was going
never
to play
be
the
allowed
hits,
to
though. This
happen
is just the hit.
to another presidential candidate or presidential race.
Like a third of those judges were appointed by him.
Today, I want to outline the steps that we must take to have an election system in this country that is honest, fair.
I hope you are a maverick, but the way most people use the word maverick is like a libertarian stance, and it's just a fucking cop-out so they could vote for the right-wing candidate anyway.
One day, like it's been. And if Republicans don't get this and the other things I'm going to say, then you should, like the Supreme
Somebody's
Court,
grilling steak.
One day.
And it smells excellent, and like I'm like super hungry now.
That should be allowed to vote by mail are people that can be proven to be either very sick
Oh
or
my
out
God.
of the country or military where they can't do it. One day.
Problem with it being warm and having all the doors
Millions
open.
of ballots sitting around all over the place for long periods of time. Gee, I wonder what happens with those ballots. I wonder what happens. It's common
They
sense.
get counted?
It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. There should be a legitimate reason for
Stored
someone
somewhere?
to vote absentee. Has to have a reason. We should eliminate the insanity.
Yeah, there's a pandemic, sir.
We must have voter ID.
Funny, when you leave it up to the states, some of them may do things that you don't want them to do.
But didn't something earlier talk about like Democrats wanted to take over the elections?
You know, to get into the Democrat National
And
Convention.
then he's saying like, oh, the state shouldn't be allowed to do this, and
You needed
this.
voter ID. You needed an ID card. You couldn't get in unless you had an ID. So many people told me you can't get in that place, you need ID. Nobody had ID. You need voter ID. They know that. This is a con job. They're conning everybody. They know that.
He always presses F to show
They
respect.
knew the wall would work, but they didn't want to have it because we wanted
What's
it.
it from, Call of Duty?
I should have said, we will not have a wall. And then they would have said, let's build a wall. I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake. I'm sorry. Took us a year and a half extra because of that mistake. We will not have a wall. We need a wall immediately, said Chuck Schumer. We need universal signature matching. They want to pass a bill where you don't have to match signatures, where signatures don't mean anything. Now, they know it's all, just like with the wall, just like with voter ID, when you need to go into anything that's Democrat-run, you need it. But for voting, which is our most sacred institution,
John Lennon, while flawed,
requirement to
was
verify
pretty cool.
the citizenship of
Sure.
every person who votes.
All I'm saying is give peace a
There
chance.
must be a chain of custody protections for every ballot. Every ballot.
Lennon is the worst guy from history? Are you serious?
And you saw what happened in Detroit and Philadelphia and many other places. Swing states.
Like Attila the Hun or fucking
You saw what happened.
the God of the Old Testament?
You saw that more people.
I don't know.
Take a look at the votes. When you have more votes than you have people, that's a problem, right? Is that a problem? You know, we have a little problem adjusting in Detroit. We seem to have more votes than we have people. A lot more votes. An election-changing number. We're not talking
I
about
don't believe
a number
you.
where you can't. No, these are election-changing numbers. In Pennsylvania, they had hundreds of thousands of more votes than they had people voting. What's that all about? What's that
That's
all
not true. That's not true.
Cheating, they say. Yeah, I'd say so. In the history of our country, and it has taken place.
The Trump campaign, and this is how stupid they are, got their states mixed up. Because they were actually like comparing a county in Minnesota to a county in Pennsylvania and saying, oh, look, they don't match. So they don't match because you're fucking stupid.
For many years, and the Republicans have to do something about it. They better do something about it. Our election process is worse than that, in many cases, of a third world country. You
They
know
did
that.
the same argument in Michigan.
Even if you consider nothing else, It is undeniable that election rules were illegally changed at the last minute in almost every swing state.
It's absolutely deniable.
By local politicians, you're not allowed to do that, and local judges. They want more time, they want this, they want that, all done by local politicians or local judges, as opposed to state legislatures as required by
You think
the
he's riffing, or is he
Constitution
still
of the
reading off the
United States.
teleprompter?
And these are numbers that are massive. These aren't little numbers. These are
It
numbers
seems like he's riffing now.
a transformative
Nothing was changed at the last minute.
the outcome of the election, and it's not close.
Yes, he was trying to change it at the last minute. He had multiple fronts that he was trying to interfere with the election.
And the Supreme Court again
From the
didn't have
post office
the courage to do anything
to
about it.
challenging voting
Neither did other
laws.
judges. And Democrats even admitted in Time magazine, which is, I would say, on the liberal side, that they couldn't, they just couldn't
Is it?
put it in. They had to brag about it. Because what they did, they had to brag about it. They couldn't do it. You got to read the story. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for our country that we can allow something so corrupt to happen. Read that article. I really encourage you. You read that article. Yet all of the election integrity measures in the world will mean nothing if we don't have free speech. And that's where we're at now. If Republicans can be censored for speaking the truth and calling out corruption,
No one has censored you. God damn it.
wing tyranny. And we can do this. We can do this.
I wish.
We're tougher than they are. For some reason, we just don't.
They're smarter than us.
them attack our
Media
business
wins. He said they're smarter than us.
I believe your numbers
Well,
are bigger than
we better
their
fucking
numbers.
hang it up then.
But you're nicer than they are.
Throw in the
You're
towel.
not as vicious as they are. In the past, we would debate. I would have it. I'd debate. You've seen me for many years. They throw something. I debate. They debate. Who knows who wins? You know, people go, they vote, they see what happens. But they would have an idea. They would disagree. The public would hear it. The debate and discourse would take place. And then somebody would make a decision. You would win.
And you would
lose.
incite a
The
riot.
public would make up its mind, but now there is no debate because they refuse to allow our side to even speak or be heard. They don't want debate because we have easy victories. in
He
it.
says as millions of people watch him.
Common sense. It's called other things, but it's called common sense. So they don't want to debate. The time has come to break up big tech monopolies and restore.
Lenin was indeed purged of all mortal corruptions. His word is the purest law. We're going to go tanky in here.
Conservatives must open up our platforms and repeal Section 230 liability protection.
They think they can sue to get their Twitters back.
Federal government refuses to act.
That's what that's all about. They think they can sue for violation of their First Amendment rights, and they don't realize they will lose in court every
With
time.
major sanctions whenever they silence conservative voices.
We're just joking.
And Governor Ron
We're
DeSantis
spitting on people's graves, Media Winch.
and other states are
I mean, I
doing
try
it.
not to do that when I'm hanging out in the cemetery, but you don't always know where the graves
They
started
do
out.
what they're doing, Florida, and that
Only
legislation
125
will-
years separates grave robbery from archaeology. I'm just saying.
will have tremendous power.
I would spit on Rush Limbaugh's grave. I would
for sure.
piss on Rush Limbaugh's grave.
There's probably puddles on it already.
Yeah. There were multiple people on when the story was shared out in the comment section.
You know what HR 1 is? It's a disaster.
Like, oh, thank you for pointing me towards the urinal.
Drastically restrict political speech and power.
That was my
wondering where the
line. But
bathroom
that sentiment was throughout the thread.
A partisan political weapon. In addition, it virtually eliminates voter ID requirements.
Well, I mean, right wingers hate the fucking Constitution. Not one of them understands it.
Deadlines. Can you believe this? Requires states to give ballots to felons, automatically registers every welfare recipient to vote, and puts unaccountable, unelected bureaucrats in charge of drawing congressional districts.
What he's talking about is a bill that would automatically register you to vote anytime you interact with the federal government.
I think that's probably, I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's a very good thing.
Just because you register doesn't mean you have to.
Monster must be.
Yeah, but it's like automatic registration anytime you interact with the federal government, no matter what it is.
Now more than ever is the time for tough, strong, and energetic Republican leaders who have.
Who's spitting on the graves of people who died of the Holocaust?
We cannot have leaders who show more passion for condemning their fellow Americans.
I would say the right-wingers that are having a fucking convention on a Nazi SS symbol, yeah, they're the ones spitting on the graves of people that died in the Holocaust.
And they don't even have to do it consciously. It's just built into their subconscious.
Instead of attacking me and, more importantly, the voters of our movement, top establishment Republicans in Washington.
I'll never forget the time I commented. I'm like, if you guys don't want to be called Nazi, then stop doing Nazi shit. And this dude told me I need to be thrown in a gas chamber. Like, I don't even think he had an awareness of it.
During the Obama years and now during Biden,
you capitalists built a Walmart on top of it.
You'd actually be successful. As you do on attacking me in many cases.
It's not.
The Democrats don't have grandstanders like Mitt Romney, Little Ben Sass, Richard Burr.
Little Ben Sass!
Little Ben Sass!
Lisa Murkowski, Pat Toomey. And in the House,
big man.
Tom Rice, South Carolina, Adam Kinzinger.
Get those motherfuckers to switch parties.
Anthony Gonzalez, that's another beauty. Fred Upton, Jamie Herrera Butler, Peter Meyer, John Katko, David.
That's
Valadao,
the box you Americans see only. I don't know what that means.
A person that loves seeing our troops fighting, Liz Cheney. How about that?
Oh, yeah, they hate Liz Cheney. Come on over to be a Democrat, Liz Cheney. Would that give Dick another heart attack?
Than any human being I've ever seen. So hopefully they'll get rid of her.
He's went like fucking 15 years without a heart attack.
Get rid of them all.
How'd he do it?
Democrats are vicious.
Remember American
this,
medicine.
true. Democrats
Money?
are vicious.
Money.
He said evil. Well, there is evil there. But they're vicious, they're smart, and they
He's got lots of money.
Got to hand it to them. They always stick together.
You need some tools for it, sir.
Stick together. Fortunately, for the Republican Party, the Democrats have horrible policies like open borders, sanctuary cities, defunding the police, and the ridiculous, totally ridiculous.
He's getting wound up now. Remember, I said he was a little subdued.
They stick together. They're
funding the police.
They got everything going, but their policies are no good. So hence we have, congratulations.
I don't think it's an English word.
After this, they may not stick with those policies. We have to be careful. No, their policies are horrible. Think of it. Defund the police.
Like, yeah, they'll have to be a 24/7 security guard to keep the piss off his grave. Hopefully he serves some time before then.
That we're surrounded with will destroy the Republican Party and the American worker, and will destroy.
It was the Holy Lennon himself.
The rhinos,
You're cracking me up.
In name only. But the Republican Party is united. The only division is between a handful of Washington, D.C. establishment political hacks and everybody else all over the country. I think we have tremendous unity. When you look at the crowds outside that want your seat so badly, they will take your seat in 2 seconds. They want your seat. Congratulations.
Why don't you tell them to,
Congratulations
Trump?
on getting in, by the way. I'm very impressed.
He's very impressed by your ability to get into a convention center.
Tough and smart Republican leader.
How long has he been going? It's been about 45 minutes now, hasn't it?
No, it's been an hour and a half.
He's gone an hour and a half?
I think so.
There is indeed only one L in Uncanceled.
I heard Jim Jordan did a great job, right? I heard that from Mark Meadows.
GYM Jordan.
I heard it. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Hi, Jim. I heard you were great. In fact, I hated to follow you. I want to follow other people. I could name them, too. I like to follow other people. I heard you were great. Thank you, Jim, very much. Jim?
Castro said something similar to me.
Athlete. People don't know.
Ivanka, for one.
Wrestler.
He and Che were bouncing ideas off of each other.
He was a champion. He was college champion for a long period of time. He's a winner. And
Until a mean transgender came in and took their championship from them.
People in our party that like to win, Jim, right? But I heard you were great. Thank you very much. But we want
I don't know what we're talking about.
Loyal to the voters and who will work proudly.
Oh, we're talking about Republican politics.
Laid out today. What is it? So simple, right? So simple. Military, law and order, great trade deals, great education. So simple. Does anybody get it? What are they doing? Does anybody get it? It has just been stated.
Does anybody get it? Does anybody get it? Please get it.
You get it.
Politics. You believe that? Who would have thought that was going to happen? Who would have thought that's going to happen, Jim? In last year's congressional
Uncanceled.
120. Listen to this. It's crazy. 120 of 122 candidates I endorse won. 120. That's almost as good as Jim's wrestling record. And the two that lost were beaten by people claiming to be more Trump.
I don't know if I would bring that up, Trump.
I like those two people very much also.
I don't know what he's talking about anymore.
Endorsements with a record
Isn't he? Wasn't Jim Jordan like involved in that Ohio wrestling scandal or something like that?
At his request.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he talking about Jim Jordan?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
He's all over the place. I can't pay attention. I'm stoned and I'm kind of bored with him.
1 point down to 20
I was gonna
points
say
up,
I gotta jump
and
off
he won
here pretty
his
quick.
race in the great state, and actually.
Are you leaving us?
But I'm surprised that he's gone on for this long.
And he won it, very easily.
I understand.
And I said, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing here, but you know what? I did what I did. But he went from 1 point down.
I felt like he was bringing it on home 45 minutes ago, but he probably was, and he's been riffing since then.
Yeah.
If you compare that to his
He finished his speech. That's why it sounded like he was bringing it on home.
And now we have to use Republicans to take care of the election frauds and all of the other.
This has all been vamp.
That shouldn't be allowed to happen in our country. It's very simple. Because of my efforts campaigning, we had huge gains in the House.
Let's be clear. I'm the troll here.
And they will admit it, so that it's now 50-50 instead of Republicans being down anywhere from 8 to 10 seats. And they'll admit it. We'd be down 8 to 10 seats if I didn't campaign. We held rallies for some of the senators that were down, and nobody talks about that.
Yeah,
nobody wants to talk. The press doesn't talk about it. With me at the top of the ticket.
I'd be interested to know what data he's citing there, but he's probably just pulling it out of his ass
First time
anyway.
in decades, we won 26 of 26 toss-up races. Toss-up.
No. You're
Think of that.
incorrect, sir.
26 of 20, and those are toss-up. Those are races that could go anyway. We were expected to lose 25 seats, and instead.
Well, he's probably excluding like toss-ups that lean Democrat or whatever.
Almost cost Crazy Nancy her job. We'll do that the next time around. I received almost. Listen to this number, because you know the
Diabetes.
Almost 1.5 million more votes.
Is no laughing matter to make jokes about.
Candidates combined.
Unless
Type 1 or Type 2.
Possible that we lost. It's not possible.
Well, you can make jokes about Wilford Brimley and his weird pronunciation.
Which is me. When I say I'm talking about we. We got more votes than any incumbent president in the history of our country. Almost.
And I'm like,
75 million votes.
I'm in the South. This tea is quite sweet. So I do worry about the beatus later on in life. Also, I have a sweet tooth.
Much different. We did even better in the second election than we did in the first. You know, I won the first. We won the second. We did much better. Sort of strange, right?
You didn't get more votes in either of them. To be fair, you lost by like millions in both of them.
I got over 11.
You won by.
Votes than we got in 2016, and I was told by.
Hey, look, that's the closest thing he's come to an acknowledgement that he lost the second one.
We had 63 in 2016. 63 million.
I don't know why that
Sir,
struck
if you
me
get
as
to
so
66 million, you have it made. Almost 75 million. And what the hell happened? What happened? What happened when they
Record turnout because you were that hated, sir. That many people hated your fucking guts.
3:02 in the morning? What happened?
81 million people said those 74 million people are psychos.
Florida, Ohio, and Iowa, and I won them all, and I won them by a lot. By a lot. I won 90.
Seriously, you do keep missing the joke. Like we're not all like tankies here. Like we're just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Are you
I
leaving?
got to jump off here, but I will come and hang out with us later on. We're starting at 6 tonight.
President
Some of the other
has
CPAC stuff.
ever.
Will do. I'll give you a plug here. Thank you for joining us, Media Winch.
Yeah.
We will catch you later.
Come watch me play Final Fantasy.
Thanks to my coattails. Thank you.
Oh, I cut her off.
You have to have a
I'm
sense of
I'm
humor.
horrible.
Thanks to my coattails, Democrats failed to flip a single state legislature. Think of it. Or a legislative chamber because Republicans came out to vote for me. Now, they say it differently. The press, the fake news spins it differently. They say, despite how well they did, Trump didn't win. That's
Do follow Egoplex so you can check out the Media Winch, Producer
many
Dave,
legislators told me, they said,
Historian Matt,
we're gonna lose the race.
HK.
Wasn't going to happen. And then what happened is one in particular told me from a great swing state, said, you know, I thought I was going to lose my position, lose my race, and I went out with my wife the night before the election, and I saw all these Trump signs and the American.
I played Final Fantasy VIII Remaster a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whenever it came out.
Far
I can't even
more
remember.
popular than me. They
I watched you play a little bit the other night.
were way ahead of me, sir. And the next day I was right. He said he won the election by a lot, and you lost the election. And sir, it's not possible.
It's not my favorite Final
Because
Fantasy.
you got a lower number than I did, and you were so far ahead of me. You're the person.
It's kind of a convoluted story.
And I happen to agree with that 1,000%. Never.
Who's making jokes about people who died in World War II? But anyway, like fucking what? Too soon?
November 18 of 19 bellwether counties. You heard about the bellwether counties? 18 of 19 bellwether counties that have correctly predicted every presidential election for decades, many decades, voted for Trump, not for Biden.
Wow, that's a stretch.
And it was a shocker to those people that go for the stats. It was a shocker. They voted for Trump. 18 of 19 voted for Trump. There's never been anything like that. And yet, did Biden win?
What? Edible color.
Take back the
What are we talking about? Edible colors. What does that? I'm really interested in this.
I've never done this, but it's time that we have to put.
I'd eat blue food.
Because these people.
There's like
fake news media right back there.
Isn't there an episode of Sunny in Philadelphia where Frank's like?
About election, they turn off. When you talk
he's got
about
blue food.
They have them going because they also care about ratings.
He like
but
dyed some
when
shit
they
blue.
Talk about election, they turn off the cameras. You know why? It's a very sore subject. Okay. They don't like that subject. There's only one way to.
Who turns off the cameras?
To our efforts to elect America First Republican Conservative.
I'm confused with what Trump's saying. I'm confused with the edible color thing in the chat.
Trump.com. So go out there and do whatever you can, because we're going to help a lot of great people. We know the right people to help.
Do you not eat blueberries? I love some blueberry cobbler.
The radical left and the D.C. establishment. We need to save your
Or
Second
are they more
Amendment, which is
purple,
under
are you
siege.
saying?
We need to help protect funding for our military and for our great vets, and that's what we're doing. As we discussed earlier, we're in a struggle for the survival of America as we know it. This is a struggle. This is a terrible.
Lithuanians, Latvians,
The
Estonians,
path ahead will
Ukrainians,
not be
Poles,
easy, but
Hungarians.
we will win. We are going to win. Ultimately, we always win.
I don't think any people are holy. I think the idea of holy is bullshit.
When we could have given up, when we could have despaired, but instead we chose to keep pushing forward.
Were you not here for the conversation with Media Winch about the spam earlier? I don't do processed anything.
To pull through.
I would shun a blueberry flavored product.
We have to have triumph. We have to have victory.
I would shun a cheese-shaped cheese product.
Today, and you have tremendous, not only dedication, tremendous talent in this room. I know many of you. That is exactly.
I certainly wouldn't lionize dictators because, like, first and foremost, I stand behind like the concept of democracy. That's probably like the most important thing in my political philosophy.
Conquered the Rockies.
I think we need to democratize so many more aspects of our lives.
We will persist and we will prevail. We're tougher than they are. We're stronger than they are. Together in the coming years, we will carry forward the torch of American liberty. We will lead the conservative movement and the Republican Party.
Once again, sounding like he's going to try to nail the landing here.
Tremendous victories, don't ever forget it. With your help, we will take back the House. We will
Indeed, many authoritarians killed Europeans in World War II.
A Republican president will make a triumphant return to the White House.
Those hands! The hands!
That will be.
Do you mean he's tiny by, like, in terms of, like, he's petty? Because he certainly is. Those hands. He's a tall man.
Who will that be? I wonder. Standing before you today, I am supremely confident that for our movement, for our party, and for our country, our brightest
There's some weird movements.
And that together we will make America prouder, freer, stronger, and greater than it ever has been before. Thank you, CPAC. God bless you. And
CPAC.
God bless America. Thank you all. Thank you.
Oh. Did Breed Creed stick around? You get YMCA. Of course, issues of copyright. Will he dance? Will he dance? He's not gonna do the dance. He did a fist bump. That's all you're gonna get. You're not gonna get the Trump dance. I mean, Trump is pretty gay. Honestly, that's an insult to gay people. I mean, YMCA is a gay anthem. I don't know what you mean by gay song exactly. I didn't know that they'd ask him not to play it. I would assume if he's still playing it, I would assume like the band probably doesn't have the rights to it. So it doesn't matter if the band... I wouldn't imagine that the band... fucking Village People own their music from that time period specifically, and that type of music with that band that was probably put together by a record label. I'm assuming, I don't know the story of the Village People, but I'm assuming that they were put together by managers, agents kind of deal, so they probably don't even own their music. Once again, that's like they're probably not even making money off of the song. It's probably the record company. Then the record company's probably behind Trump. That would be my guess. Whereas people like Bruce Springsteen, Springsteen owns his rights. So you'd be like, hey, dude. I'm assuming Trump has never been in a YMCA in his life. Why would he pick that song? Does anyone have any ideas about that? Like, fucking... It's about a young gay man finding shelter in a YMCA, right? Everybody dancing to it. Oh, I thought it was like... I thought it was a shelter for young outcast men. I didn't know that you could rent a room. Nazi logic. I mean, everything's Nazi. They were on a Nazi stage. Alright, guys. That's going to do it for this special edition of the Troll Patrol. If you were on Twitch, let's see who we got on. I am going to send you guys over to Post Revolution. I'll come in and hang out with you guys for a bit while I order groceries. Please join me tomorrow night for the usual show. Till then, go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol. Live.